everybody! Welcome back to the Creations of Gildmoor. Let me run through what happened the last time that we played.
Wow, you're not gonna ask us to introduce ourselves? Wow.
Everyone say hi!
No, I don't want to anymore.
Hello! Hola, I guess.
Does that make you feel a little bit better? Well, you feeling a little happier with me now?
Nah.
Okay.
Never.
Alright.
There's no pleasing Wild.
No, there is no pleasing Wild.
I'm a hard critic.
So last time, you guys fought a Wendigo. 3 of them, in fact, the one at full power. It was a hard and difficult fight, but you managed to kind of creep through and get the upper hand for most of it. Carving through a creature that was agile, quick, and incredibly stealthy. Often unpinpointable. I just burped in the mic. Often unpinpointable.
That's a Rice Krispie burp right there.
That is a birthday Rice Krispie that I just shoved in my throat canal. Anyway. Yeah. So you guys did a great job. You slaughtered this thing. And it took a little bit to get there, but all of you working together were able to kind of take it down and eventually kill the monster. You were shaken from the fight, but you continued to kind of investigate this cave to see if you could gather clues about how it had come to be, what it was doing. And in this section, Nev, you found a letter with words missing from it that seemed to talk about a new form of Nithine. Aurora, you saw, while this fight was kind of happening, this strange vision of this lab. And you kind of all theorized about what old Shambler told you and what this letter means and what Aurora saw, and couldn't really come to a conclusion. So you left the cave and you buried the bodies of those who were killed by the Wendigo. You moved away from the caves and kind of took camp in the night. Nev and Viz having a conversation where they saw lights throughout the forest that seemed to almost be celebrating as well. And eventually, Nev and Viz, you kind of had this like heart-to-heart, and you all went to sleep. Nev, while you were sleeping, you had a third night of nightmares in which the symbol of the eye changed. And instead of an eye, you saw a goat skull over a wicked mace. In the morning, instead of trying to cleave it out of your own body, you came clean to all of your companions about the nightmares. And Rhett, you kind of took a look at this, and as you did, you felt the presence on your shoulder leaning in of your own companion, your own patron, if you will. As Bounty appeared before you, white skeletal face, 3-piece dark suit, fancy hat kind of tipped at the top, and looked at the symbol and loudly declared that Nev had been made the new champion of Orcus, and that perhaps he could figure out how to remove it. And we left off with him doing just that, leaning in towards Nev, his hands lit up by this lightning flickering between his fingers, this dark, purplish, blackish lightning. As he leaned in towards Nev. What are you all doing?
Nev just kind of scooches back, like, yo, so I'm not gonna kink shame you and stuff, but I don't fucking know you, and this is all really weird.
I'm just doing my best to help you out here, Nev. If you don't want my help, I'm happy to fuck off. Like, truly, you are not my priority. That is a southern accent. Forgive me, I'll get there.
Can Viz do an insight check on Bounty?
Yeah, sure, roll an insight check.
Good. That is 22.
22. What are you looking for?
Is he actually gonna try to help Nev?
You think so.
Or is he doing some weird, wacky shit?
You think he's actually looking into it. But he's a
next
bit
to
hard.
him.
I will say he's a bit hard to read.
If this is still holding on to
darlings, I apologize. Bounty isn't usually the most looks at Bounty. good at explaining. Why don't you explain what you're trying to do, Bounty,
Hey,
first?
I can fucking go if nobody here wants my help. I'm more than happy to fuck off.
We do, but I think they're just a little hesitant because you did appear out of nowhere. I'm used to it, but they're not.
Okay, well, I'm trying to identify what exactly is going on here with this curse. Do you want to know, or do you want to not know? I'll fucking leave.
I think we would like to know, right? Looks at the twins. Please?
Viz, like, while this is happening, leans, like, close to Nev's good ear, and he's like, Nev, listen, I think we should trust this guy. Even though I don't trust this guy, I think we should trust this guy right now.
As much as I don't want to. Fine, do your Sparky hand thing.
Fantastic. Quick preface. This is gonna hurt like a motherfucker.
Oh,
and he
God.
reaches down and he, puts his skeletal fingers over the part of your... Not, like, actually touching your skin at all, but his, like, long, skeletal fingers kind of reach over where the medallion is, and he touches it. And as he does, both you and Bounty jolt. And when I say jolt, I mean, like, shake. Like, begin to completely... Almost like you're both being electrocuted. This black lightning kind of darts between your fingers. You take 10 points of lightning damage, and Bounty takes 10 points of lightning damage.
Okay, cool. I already took damage from before too, so.
As you both both Bounty and Nev begin to convulse, but you feel, Viz, you don't feel this at all. But Bounty's leaning into it. He's not leaning away from the jolt, he's actually fighting against it and pushing in. So his hands are, like, pressing Nev against you as he's kind of holding both of you there, and the lightning kind of shocks between all of you. But you feel the shock, but you don't feel the pain. After a moment, his hands kind of pull back, and you see smoke erupt out of his hands. Whew! That's a real fucking kicker there. Wow. Woof! That fucking hurts every single time. Alright. So, bad news. Nothing I can do about that. That is, divine magic, and, it's gonna need a very specific kind of divine magic to break it. Good news. You could probably find someone with the divine magic in a Templar, and pay them to remove it for you forever. Other bad news, that is turning you dead. That's killing you. Like, it's gonna...
Wonderful. Great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful to hear.
So I'm
It's
expecting...
like a diagnosis nonetheless.
Yeah, so my thought process on that is, well, okay, I took a good look at it. It doesn't belong to Orcus. It belongs to Nivlajak Lukian, which was the first champion of Orcus. Nivlajak.
Can you spell that in the chat?
It's a
I don't
little
think any of us-
phonetic. It's a little phonetic. I'll spell it for you. It spells it for you. NYV apostrophe LEGAK space LUKJAINN. Luke Jane. Nivlajak Luke Jane. That is the first champion of Orcus, little friend, and that started as a human who was then killed and revived to fight alongside the demons during the Hollow. Funky stuff. Crazy time
That's some
period.
Cthulhu-ass name right there.
Yeah, I mean, well, he was a champion of the undead, and here's the problem. He wasn't born with that fucking name, as you can probably imagine. I'd straight up think his name was probably like Kyle or something, but very normal.
Probably Kyle.
So if you want to change your name to something super abyssal and freaky, now would be a good time to do that. But here's what I'm telling you.
Absolutely fucking not. I like simplicity.
Essentially, fair enough, little friend. Essentially what that pendant's gonna do. 3 nights of nightmares, mind, body, and spirit. I imagine you did not exactly have a fun time passing the trials of Orcus. That being said, though, clearly, at the end of those 3 nights, it decided that you were good enough to be, associated with him. You know what I'm saying? So over the next span of 30 days, the demon of undeath is turning you into an undead. You got 30 days, essentially, to have a Templar heal that shit, or you're gonna be dead, and your soul will be chained to Orcus as his undying champion for the rest of eternity. At least until someone new takes on the curse.
So how do I
Who
pass
should
on
we-
this STD?
Who should we
Yes.
see to remove it? You said that we need to see a specific cleric or Templar, you said?
Do I look like I know shit about temples and clerics? I have a gun and some cool I don't know anything about fucking temples and clerics. What I can tell you is there's lots of them in cities. Ashedonia, Westover, Umberfall,
So any would do, is
Silverborn.
what you're saying.
Any would
Any
do,
would do.
but you're gonna need to
That's
find
fair.
somebody strong enough to do it, which means you're probably gonna have to ask around.
We do know the Covingtons. I think we have some
I have
references.
some sort of idea of where we could go for a start. I mean, there's a city near my hometown where I learned everything about the peacemakers, so we could look there for more information.
Was
I
there
don't know.
someone? Is there someone there that you know specifically is a bit stronger?
No, but I think one of my family members does. I mean, she married into it, but she's still family nonetheless. She came from that.
Okay.
So we're not without options.
We have plenty of options. We know the Covingtons. They might know people. We have lots of connections. We can figure this out.
I don't think 2 is a lot, or is it? 2 is
Wait.
2.
I
Sorry.
didn't say the Covingtons have only one connection. They have multiple connections, Coraline.
Oh yeah, rich people knowledge. Okay, carry on.
Would Cecilia know if the Covingtons have connections?
Roll a history check.
And plus, I believe us killing the Wendigo might give us a bit of a favor or two in terms of finding those. You know what I mean?
16.
16. For sure. Covingtons have lots of connections. In fact, everybody at that party probably knows some kind of Templar who works in some kind of healing and restorative magic. In fact, a lot of the times these old nobility families will have private healers, people that they turn to for minor things like this. Healing magic is exceptionally sought out. It's also exceptionally expensive. So, you'll probably have to figure something out. But you can ask. You might get lucky.
I relay that to the group.
I think we've done a lot of good work. I think pulling a favor for Nev won't be so hard. I think we could try and figure something out.
Just depends if they'll be helpful or not.
Fair.
They
That is
will be.
true.
But we did
Otherwise,
just
this little
solve
one's
an
gonna
issue.
die.
We did just solve a massive issue here. I'm sure they can at least lead us the right direction.
Hey,
Oh,
all
I
I'm
mean,
saying,
whoever-
take it from a guy who's seen a lot of shit. People die all the time. So, if you have resources, use them or lose them. Because, this one here doesn't seem to be too popular with a lot of individuals. So,
Hey,
hey, I'm wrong. You know someone in a Templar who's willing to take that medallion out of your damn chest? Because I don't.
no, I don't. Yeah, no. Here's the thing. I don't know those prissy religious people. I don't hang with that crowd.
Okay, well,
Okay,
you better
rude.
start, because you got 30 days before that turns you into a walking hunk of flesh. Anyway, all I'm saying is
Clerics are
people
prissy
die.
for one.
Very true. Peacemakers, real sexy.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
She's married. I can say whatever I want, okay? We were friends back in the day.
So wait, are you a god?
Don't be fucking ridiculous.
I don't think
Insight. I'm making an
there's
insight.
gods with skeletons.
Roll an insight check.
As far as I know.
I'm not good at insight,
Wait,
but I can.
aren't you good at Or no, you're just wisdom
No,
check.
I'm a wisdom dump.
Yeah, no, you're
That's
good at wisdom checks now, right? Because of the medallion.
Oh
Like,
shit,
wisdom-
you're right.
But is that saving throws or just
That
in general?
No,
that's
that's-
saving throws.
That's just saving
That's
throws.
saving throws. Okay, yeah.
But
So that's a
something's
that's a-
happened.
That's a 14.
Mind, body, and spirit. Remember, so you got something for your mind, your body, and your spirit.
That's a 14.
14. Bounty's like really fucking hard to read, but you don't think he'd have a reason to lie to you. I mean, he's being pretty straight up with all this shit, so.
Okay. Fine, let's go find Templar or whatever.
Thank you, Bounty, by the way. Didn't know that this was how you were going to introduce yourself, but...
Oh, sorry, did I not make it all sunshine and rainbows like you wanted me to, Rhett?
No, but you always tend to just jump in, so I mean, it is fair.
What, do you want me to do something different next time?
I don't know.
I could send
it's-
Jonesy next time. I mean, I don't have to be here.
That is fair. But it's all good. I think it definitely startled everybody.
Oh, sick. You guys want to see something cool?
All right.
Pulls a cigar out of his pocket, pops in his mouth, snaps his fingers. It lights at the corner with an electrical kind of spark. And he goes, he breathes it in, and as he's holding it in his hands, back in the day, I was a real fucking monster in the, sheets, if you will.
Uh-huh.
But check this shit out.
Oh, fucking gods, no.
Turns
Why
and
are we
runs,
talking about this?
turns
Why
and
are
runs
we
his
talking
hands
about this
together.
with a random skeleton man.
And as he does, he snaps his fingers and he disappears. And you hear this like this crackle of electricity, and then he disappears. And you think he's gone. And then
The showboats, I swear.
along the shadows of the ground, you see just the shadow of a figure with a trapezoidish shaped hat. In darkness, that kind of just swallows up, crawls up the side of Nev's leg and goes, "Boo, bitch. Have a good time with that curse." And disappears.
I shoot at it.
Roll the hit.
Aurora's laughing.
Roll the hit. Cool.
That's on your leg.
Aurora's
What?
laughing.
I don't hit, not the leg, the ground. Let's see. Did you roll the hit? You said. Let's see. What's 16 plus 6? That is
22.
fucking 22.
22 misses.
Damn.
You fire, and as it does, it ricochets off the ground, and you hear, "See you, suckers." And then Bounty's just gone.
Fucking freak.
Red,
Mm-hmm.
Aurora's laughing.
why didn't you
Well-
tell any of us before we started doing this whole adventure together that you were messing with the Shadow Man?
What do you mean? He's perfectly fine. That's the whole
He
reason I can do the
It's
things I
not
do.
fine. That's a skeleton man that crawled on the ground like a shadow. I don't fuck with this
He's
shit.
a little quirky. He's not very good at introductions. He
Quirky.
has his own way.
Coraline, make it.
That thing gave him an electric shock. What the hell are you talking about?
He was trying to help.
Coraline,
He
go
was
ahead and
quite
just make a
entertaining,
history
if
check.
nothing else.
Oh God.
Oh, sorry.
What did-
No, make a religion check. Sorry, go ahead, Mirabelle. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Okay,
was quite-
religion. We're gonna do that. We're gonna
He
do
was
that
quite
now.
interesting, if nothing else, at least.
There you
Liked
go.
him.
He tries to help. He's a little wacky for sure, but
That's an 18 plus 2. So,
It's a
One.
Dirty 20.
dirty 20.
You remember as a kid hearing stories about things that go bump in the night, right? Like nightmares. Some of these nightmares that you remember as a kid is that there would often, for children who had a hard time dreaming in the dark, having good dreams in the dark, sometimes in these dreams, you'll see a figure of a shadow looming on a wall or along the floor or standing at the foot of your bed, of a man draped in darkness with a trapezoid-shaped hat. Could be a coincidence. Sounds a lot like a book.
I remember this man from my childhood.
No, not your childhood. Just that people,
The story.
sometimes
Okay.
children have been known to see a man with a trapezoid hat at the foot of the bed as a shadow on the wall. A strange phenomena, because how are all these children seeing the same thing? Odd.
Can I ask a question? Have there been an instance in like Coraline's family of any of the kids like telling her this? Or is this just something she generally knows?
Maybe. I'll leave that up
Oh
to you.
shit. I hate that. Okay. That's fine.
like I said, a wacky fella. But at least he led us in the right direction.
Yes, now we know what to do to help you, Nev.
If anything, it shouldn't be on me to tell you about that. Nev, why the hell did you not tell us about this?
Thought it wouldn't be a fucking problem.
She's a very
Well,
secretive person, from
It's
what I
also
can
not
tell.
none of your business.
It isn't.
It's of course our business now.
But now it
No.
is. Yes, because if we're traveling together and you slowly start decaying, if you will, that's a little bit of an issue.
Plus, once you lose a body part, you can't really build other ones if the other ones are falling apart,
Oh.
right?
Well, I
That's
can,
not correct because she has a leg now.
that's disputable because I can just build myself limbs, and eventually I can just become a cyborg.
Don't
What
think
if
you
you
could
lose
build
your
yourself a
hands?
chest. She could build a hand. Don't think you could build a chest though, because it's right there.
Yeah, I don't think you can replace your organs with, gears and shit.
Or
Watch
a
me, I'll
brain?
do it.
You can
Huh.
replace your brain?
I don't think you can replace a brain, can you?
I don't.
You could probably
Hmm.
put it in a hunk of metal and call it a robot.
And you're calling my patron weird. My God.
I think we are all equally weird for different reasons.
No, I'm completely normal.
Cecilia, no.
Aurora blinks.
We're all very normal people. Very sinful people, very normal people. Anyway,
Perhaps
We need
we
to
should
figure this
continue
out.
on.
we need to
Yeah,
figure this
I don't want to be here any longer. I'm gonna go, or we should go. I just want to leave.
out. How's Viz looking? Let's go look over at Viz because Viz has been very quiet this whole time.
I have a question. Are Nev and Viz's hairs standing up on end?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit,
Oh,
honestly.
right, because you guys
A
got
little bit.
zapped.
Oh my god, they got static shock.
Viz isn't happy.
Oh God.
Nev doesn't notice because Nev
He-
doesn't notice anything.
He is very tightly grabbing onto Nev's arm, but he does not look happy.
Darling, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. Let's go.
Oh,
Does
that
he just
sounds
yank them
somebody
with him?
lying.
Right.
That
Aurora,
sounds someone who has new trauma.
Aurora looks at Rhett. He did not sound fine.
He did not. Mm-mm. No.
Alright.
Is Viz just like dragging Nev away now?
I mean, no, he won't.
Oh, okay.
These tiny twins are terrible liars.
Should we leave you to be, maybe? Or you maybe want... What?
Are we
Wait.
packing up the camp, or like what are we doing at this
I
point?
think we're in like the little camp. We're in the camp right now.
Oh,
Okay,
Viz-
so we.
Oh, go ahead.
No, okay, no. I can remember like when we last left off. Okay, so are we like packing up at this point?
I can imagine.
We were probably in the middle of packing up when we heard Nev screaming.
I thought that all happened when we just woke up.
Or we just
Yeah.
woke up and now
Yeah,
we're
we just
starting to
Okay.
pack.
Yeah.
You guys can,
Yeah.
if you would like to pack up the camp and get going, that's no problem.
Yeah, because we still need to get back to the first town
Yeah,
and
that's fine.
report what happened.
Okay.
Yeah. But we just leave Viz and Nev may be left alone in there, or?
Oh, Viz starts packing up his things.
Okay. Alright.
So you're all packing up. You begin to head out on the next day. As you begin to head down the mountainside and into the forest, back to the small town of Freyford, I would need somebody to roll a d20 for me, please.
I can
Can I
do
do
it.
it?
Oh.
Can I do it? I haven't done one yet.
Who hasn't done it yet?
Nay.
Okay, go ahead.
3.
3.
Also, I want to mention, Shax, I'm at 7 hit points right now.
Maybe you took a short rest on the cart?
Can I do that?
What cart?
No,
I thought we
we're
left the
You were
cart.
walking.
No,
Yeah,
we're walking.
we
That's
don't
right,
have a
we're
cart.
walking. We're walking. Yeah, you don't get to rest, actually. Fuck you.
3.
You're the one who said you wanted to roll.
Okay. As you're heading down the mountainsides,
Control what rolls.
you skirt around, like along the mountainside, away from the wasp nest that you had encountered a couple days prior, and you end up kind of now going back the way you came. You kind of remember that, if you go up the mountain and then around, it's easier to get back to the path in the forest. And you're traveling through the mountain for about 2 hours, vaguely, just like through the mountainside, when above, you kind of hear this and it's up in the mountainside, and you see this massive shape with these huge wings, and on the head you see this mane around the head swoop down, not at you, but about 90 feet up, swoop down and slam into something. You hear another and this as these two things are seemingly brawling up in the mountainside.
Oh, Meg, did you roll a chimera?
God damn it. God damn it.
It's got one head. It's one head, a
It's got
mane,
one head, okay.
huge wings, and it's this like brownish reddish shape that's kind of flying like through a section of the mountain and then slamming into something else. And you hear this like scuffle of like and these two things are kind of like fighting up in the mountains, and then you hear coming from around that side.
I swear to God.
What
this
was the second
is
noise we heard?
a manticore or a hippogriff going to die.
It's like some kind of like, you hear two things fighting of like some kind of similar nature, and then you also hear this like little like whimpering sound, like like.
Is this like near us on our path?
It's 80 feet up, and then tucked in the mountain. These two creatures have not noticed your appearance, and this thing swooped in very abruptly. You actually can't see where they're getting at because it's so vertical to you. It would be like up a mountain a little bit and then off onto another ledge of a clearing.
Nev just goes, well, it's not our business, and just keep walking.
Yeah, we stay quiet.
Cecilia agrees and follows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just gonna try and sneak
Can I-
around
can
away
I-
from it.
Aurora's gonna keep her glance up every now and then just to try to keep an eye out for whatever these things are, just to make sure they don't get close to us, but that's about it.
Sure, make a perception check.
Yeah, okay. That is math. Right, yeah, that's a 16? Yeah, 16 plus 4, so dirty 20.
16 plus 4, so dirty 20. As you kind of begin to move away from the mountain a little bit, you see this like figure, this like thing that's swirling around, slamming into something and then pulling back. It's got massive claws and it's kind of tearing into something and then pulling back up and out and around. And as it kind of pulls back and you see it kind of take shape and beat, it's like these like huge wings. You see a second thing take flight for a moment, blood running down the body. It's a second one of these creatures, but the mane is not so long. It's almost slicked back. And you see you hear kind of like through it as it flies up, you hear those little like the whimpers get like a little louder, and you hear the sound of two of them. And make a nature check for me.
Okay. That was 17.
17. Sorry, hang tight with me for a second. A 17. This creature, you actually know what this is, because it almost looks like it has a vaguely, almost like humanoid head, but like the body of a lion, and its wings stretch out, and it has wings of this like massive dragon. The tail
Is it a
ends,
lion drake?
No. The long tail ends kind of cluster in these deadly spikes that you see it kind of down at the other figure, and they impact. Give me a second here. They impact against the creature, like, and it kind of rears back and throws up its own wing to protect around the outside. This is a manticore. They're both manticores.
Okay.
Based on the nature of what you're seeing, this is a predator manticore, like a male or like something bigger, and it's likely a female protecting its cubs.
And
That's
from what
you
she
see.
gathered, which one does she gather is the male running, like whimpering, and which one's like?
Can I
The
tell?
female-
Yeah. If
the female is protecting the cubs, and the male is aggressively pursuing, like likely going to try and like kill the female.
Do we all see this happening right now?
Aurora sees it.
Only Aurora.
Well, you all hear
How
the
high up
sound
is
of
this
this
thing?
monster. It's now, since you guys are backing away, it's probably like 130 feet away.
Nev is minding her own damn business.
The same as
Aurora-
Red.
Aurora, what you seeing up there?
That manticore, it's trying to attack it's trying to attack the female, and the female's protecting her cubs. But the male, it's trying to kill her.
Aurora, lift me up. I'm gonna do something about it.
What? Nah, no. We're sneaking by. We're not getting involved.
Oh,
This is
are you asked Aurora to alley-oop you up?
Yeah, alley-oop me.
Darling,
no. Let's not get involved. Nature's running its course. It's doing its thing. We don't interrupt nature.
Nature's
Aurora-
running its course my ass. I'm doing something about it.
Aurora
Y'all
looks
can
at
go run down the mountain. Y'all can do whatever the hell you want.
Aurora
But
looks
I'm
at
saving that mom and her kids.
Caroline. What are you planning? Also, Shex, we can see what you're setting up right now.
That's fine. I just want to give you some
Okay,
perspective
cool.
on what you see. This is the male
I don't
here.
know, but I'm gonna figure it out.
You guys would be like down
Aurora-
here.
Aurora looks at Rhett.
I'm trying to look at what I see first before I say anything. Give me
Yeah,
a second.
Are we?
No, it's
who's
fine.
streaming
This
it?
is yeah. It should be on the stream. I don't know if you can see it on the stream.
Yep.
It's on the Twitch one. Okay.
Twitch, yeah.
Alright. I gotta open that one. Give me a second.
So there's just a female in the corner here in like what looks like a den, protecting
And where would
cubs
we
from
be?
You guys are gonna be down here, like down the mountain.
Oh, so we see up. Okay.
Yeah, you see it about 80 feet up.
80
Darling,
feet up.
darling, I don't think we have any. We are at the disadvantage here. They fly. They are up. I just don't know what we can do.
Well, I'm not leaving here. At least I tried something. Again,
Aurora-
y'all could leave. I can
Aurora
stay up here and
looks
finish
to you
this myself.
Wild
No.
animals. They can't. All right, they do this stuff all the time.
And you are injured, darling.
Well, I wouldn't
Nev-
be a good person
and
if I
Nev is
didn't even
even more-
try to do something, okay? Y'all
What
ain't
is it that
talking
you-
me out of this.
What is it that you want to try? Before we do anything.
Scaring the male, or at least injuring him enough that the female can protect herself. Give it a disadvantage so she can take it down herself. I'm not saying I can take down the manticore alone. I just want to disable it.
Who was speaking? I just heard someone speak and I didn't know.
So yeah,
who it was.
who spoke?
Oh no, I just groaned.
Oh.
Nev just
Oh,
groaned.
okay.
And like as she's like looking around, she's trying to like
I doubt we can
see what
scare
she
the
can
manticore off.
So Celia, what do you,
I can get-
Coraline, what are you gonna try to do here?
hypothetically, would it be possible for me to get a guiding bolt off
What's the range on
the
guiding
male?
bolt?
120.
Then yes, you'd be in range.
Oh.
Just in range.
All right then.
Are you trying to
She-
guiding bolt a wing off?
Yes.
No,
Thank
it's gonna
you.
be harder to hit a specific part of
Okay,
the body.
not a wing, not a specific part of the body. Just like I want to aim at it, and it can't see us right now, right?
Yeah, as far as you guys know, you have no idea if it knows where you are.
Okay, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take
Ugh.
it.
As we see, as Red sees her aiming, just like Coraline.
I'm gonna do guiding bolt, and I'm going ham with this. I'm guiding bolt, second level on the male manticore.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit.
God,
That
ow,
is-
that hurt my ears like a guiding bolt.
I'm sorry. And 19 plus 4.
Well, that hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Yay!
While you guys roll your damage, you see
Yeah.
Coraline go up. Like, she's insistent on turning, and as she does, she turns. What does your guiding bolt look like, Coraline?
Her guiding bolt, the way she does it, you know, she doesn't really like point and do it. She kind of like takes out her whip and makes a loud cracking sound.
Okay,
And that
makes a loud cracking
triggers it.
sound, and as it does, she whips in front of her, it crack, and as it does, this bolt of light, this like hot, like radiant white energy, poof, fires. You guys see it go and go and go, and poof, slam into the manticore, completely knock it off its balance as its head kind of turns to look at you. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay.
Shit.
I gotta do 5d6s.
Viz, I think you're going to have to heal your sister and see her real quick.
Okay, I got 6 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. That's a number. 13.
13 damage. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big hit on it right away. Just, boom! This bolt collides. And as it does, the manticore leans in and begins to fly down towards you. All right, we need everybody to roll initiative.
Bugger.
I regret nothing.
Of
course you don't!
Alright. We got this.
Do we?
Yeah, we got this.
We got it. It's fine.
I say this out of character. In character, Rhett's just like, God fucking damn it.
I got a 19 on my initiative.
Look, I'm sorry. I heard whimpering and I heard noises. Of course I was going to stop. I wasn't the one who said let's fight.
I wanted to stop really bad, but I knew Rhett wouldn't.
Same. Oh my god. I rolled a 19 plus 4, so 20... Wait, 19... I can't do math. Oh my god.
23.
23.
I got 20 total for my initiative.
Damn, Aurora.
Whoa. Oh god.
Dirty 20.
So 20 total on Aurora's initiative.
Mm-hmm. I got a 23.
Hold on. I gotta run down the line here because I'm confused.
What's
Cecilia,
up with
what's
all
yours?
y'all in your fucking 20s?
I don't know.
Cecilia, what'd you get on your initiative?
It was an accident.
Everything is an accident.
17.
17. Viz,
18.
Rhett,
Dirty 20.
Nev,
23.
Mirabelle,
9.
Oh.
Oh
and Coraline,
I got a 19.
19. All right. At the top of the initiative, Nev, what are you doing?
Shoot the motherfucker.
It's far away from you. It's 120 feet away from you. What's your range?
My range is 150 to 500.
Okay.
Bloody hell.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
Nev's just like,
Yeah, I'm like, bitch, I can reach. That's a 19.
19 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
10 points of piercing damage.
10 points of piercing damage. Oh, goodness gracious. Alright. Boom! You fire, and your bullets slam into the wings of the manticore, who looks at you with that, like, fury in its face, and is now completely turned its attention on all of you. Aurora, you're up.
I also am gonna just fly
Oh, sorry.
30 feet up, so then I'm off the ground.
30 feet up, so you're off the ground.
Uh-huh.
Alright. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Aurora, you're up.
I mean, well, hilariously enough, I'm the fighter. I cannot do anything within 120 feet, so can I hold an action so when it gets at least, when it gets close enough that I can... Let me see. Let me check something real quick.
Here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna pretend...
Can I... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, keep going.
Can I just hold an action for now, because the closest thing that I can do is throw a hand axe, but that's a range of 20 feet. So can I wait until it's at least within 20 feet of me to then try to get it?
20 feet of you? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm just going to hold my action for now.
Okay. Amazing. We're gonna just have you guys, like, moving through the mountain. We'll pretend that there's, like, a bigger path down here. But it's coming in.
Where
I'm
are
not
the
gonna
rest
actually...
of us?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't really know how to do this. So what I'm gonna do, I think, is I'm gonna have it, like, as if you guys are up here, and you're on this path, and it's coming from higher up. So I'll have it appear when it needs to appear, and I'll just put you guys on this path. Okay. That's fine. You'll hold your action?
Yep.
No worries. Cecilia.
Just, yeah, the second it's within 20 feet of me, I'm going to throw a hand axe at it.
Coraline. Mirabelle. Nev. Rhett. Evan, if you wouldn't mind being my eyes for a second and just having Nev come up 30 feet into flight. And I actually think she should be somewhere in the middle. Just put her 30 feet in the air. And the manticore will be up. We'll get to the manticore in a second. The one that's looking at you guys anyway. So, next up on that list would be Rhett. What are you doing?
Real quick, so based on, I'm trying to figure out, like, the environment. So, like, is there, like, a nook to hide around? Like, not, like, to possibly hide from sight, but just get some coverage? Like, you know, little, like, he sees him if I go into the group, I'm gonna, like, maybe hide underneath, like, a little bit of rock.
You could be here, maybe. But you wouldn't have good sight on the manticore if you did.
I just want to know my environment. I'm gonna shoot first and then probably duck.
There'll be a nook. The nook would be under here. I don't know if you could see it. It would be like underneath here. You can kind of duck in.
Okay.
And be here if
Sounds
you needed
good.
to.
So he's gonna shoot an Eldritch Blast because it's 120 feet as well.
All right, go ahead and roll a hit.
Yeah. That was an 18 plus 6.
18 plus 6 is definitely gonna hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. So we have Coraline, who's and then Nev, who's bang, and now you go and launch this necrotic energy up, or this bounties energy, which is like this like wave of force.
And like big red, looks like what are those freaking things called? Like the fucking guns that you just shoot up in the sky, like a little firelight kind of thing. I don't remember what they're called, but it actually does damage. But that is 13 points of damage. Flare gun, that's it.
13 points of damage?
Yes, 13 points of force damage, and then I'm a duck.
You fire, and as you both have kind of gone, you in the span of seconds, it's been bang, and it's just like reeling from these hits already. You can see blood dripping down the wings as it and it's beating. It's furious. The other manticore is kind of slowly backing up, not engaging. Coraline, you're up.
Sorry, I was flipping through screens. Okay, I'm next up again. The best thing I could possibly do with it being so high is doing another, freaking... What did I do? Oh yeah, another guiding bolt, but this time at, first level.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
That'd be a 14, so 14 plus 4. 18.
A 14 plus 4 does hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. Again, this thing's getting riddled with attacks.
I forgot, as a previous Verna guiding bolt connoisseur, Nev should have actually rolled with advantage, so with you hitting this, whoever hits it next should actually get advantage, because that's how guiding bolt works.
That's true.
Oh!
It does? Oh,
yeah. If you land a hit on guiding bolt, the next person to ever attack it gets advantage, because it's like basically glowing.
Guiding bolt is
damn.
a dope spell.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
That is awesome.
I
That's good to know.
am a guiding bolt connoisseur.
I remember
Oh my
that.
God. Okay, so that is 13. again.
13 points of damage.
Yeah, I rolled 4 d6 and I got 13.
Wow. All right. You slam into this thing. It is looking rough, but it does take its chance to fly with its flying feet of 50 feet towards all of you and is now fucking pissed. It is going to
Stay
make
mad.
It is going to make 3 tail spike attacks because it can't
Oh,
get in range of any of you.
How close is it? Like,
It's
how many-
not.
how
It's
close?
not close enough to you yet, Aurora. It's like
It's not close enough yet.
yeah. It's easily still like 70 feet away.
Oh, dang.
Because it's up, and then it's actually more like right here, because it moves 50 feet. So it's got an aerial advantage on a lot of you. The first one, it's going to be on people who've hit it. So, we'll do one on Nev first, because Nev's right there and actually flying near it. So we'll roll to hit first with the tail spike. That is it's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, is that hitting me?
Yes.
Yeah, that hits.
Roll again. Colonel Shift.
Chronal shift. Okay.
Oh, wait, no, I can't do it. He's too far away. It's not on Nev, it's on
Damn.
him, right?
Yep.
Oh, never mind.
Wait. How close is Nev to us? Nev, are you within 30 feet?
No, Nev,
I am
she's flying.
30,
She's
Nev
flying.
flew up. Yeah, Nev's up
Right, so
above you all by
what's-
30 feet.
Wait,
She's
is-
30 feet above me?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I can do something that'll help.
I was trying to say I could also do silvery barbs, because I think it's within... Is it within 60 feet of us?
It's within... I'd say it's within 60 feet of you.
I think you said 70, right?
I think it's
The
70.
height's gonna throw me. I actually
you
don't know
said
how to. I don't know how to use the ruler tool.
I thought she said 50, to be honest.
Yeah, because
it
if
moved
Nev...
50
Well, it
feet.
moved
50
50.
feet. Yeah, it's
Oh,
gonna be
okay.
100 feet.
Okay, because if
Oh, never
Nev
mind.
is within 30 feet of me,
It's actually
I
gonna
can
be up here.
use a psionic energy to reduce the damage.
Okay. So it's going to lash at Nev because it's the only one I can really hit from this vantage point is Nev. Anyway. Yeah, because it can only or Rep. So it's gonna try and knock Nev first. So that first one, no one's doing anything about that. It's just gonna hit.
No, I'm going to. Well, I can do something that will reduce the damage. I can't
Okay.
stop it from hitting her.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
And how far away do you have to be to reduce the damage?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, yeah, that's
If I can see her and she's within 30 feet of me, I can do this.
Okay. Ooh. You are going to take 11 points of piercing damage on that hit.
Okay, and actually, she's I'm gonna use my protective field as a reaction.
Okay.
That's going to reduce the damage by 8 points.
8 points. So you take 3 points of piercing
Ooh.
damage.
I'm still up somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, I can only do this as a reaction, so
So that's your reaction gone. That is the first tail spike attack. It's going to hit you with another one. Or
God fucking
try to.
damn it.
sorry. I tried.
15, 16, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 to hit.
That's my armor class.
So that hits. You take 9 points of piercing damage on the second hit.
And
You're
I'm
down,
down,
You're
and
down.
I fall
So-
to the ground.
So you guys watch as this manticore whips twice with its tail spikes, slamming into Nev. Aurora managed to absorb a lot of the first hit, but the second hit is what ends up completely knocking Nev. And not only does Nev get knocked, but you then immediately fail a death save as you fall 30
No.
feet.
yeah.
No.
slam into the ground.
Featherfall. Reaction. Featherfall.
Cecilia reaches out. You didn't use your reaction already, did you?
She
Nope,
didn't.
I didn't. I couldn't do it.
So Nev tips over, begins falling prone slowly out of the air as Cecilia reaches out with a hand and prevents you from hitting the ground with a pretty gnarly thud.
Can I catch her, or is that
She's falling slowly.
Okay.
And you've already used your reaction.
okay? I thought so.
The third spike is going to go against Rhett because the Manticore can only
I thought I
see
was.
Rhett.
I thought I was under, and I got cover.
Oh, did you move under and get cover?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was my whole reason of asking, is to put myself underneath so I could get
Okay.
some cover.
So let's see if the Manticore can see
So
anyone else.
so unless that still hits me. and gives
You're
me a higher
wanting me.
AC,
You're wanting me to get smacked again, aren't you?
I don't. I just went to come. I planned. I asked the questions
Boy.
on my environment.
Yeah, that means the only one who can still be seen is Nev, which means that third attack's
Oh,
going to be
shit.
automatically against Nev.
Damn.
Wait, really? I
Yep.
thought everyone was still out. I went specifically the one under.
It can't.
Right?
Everybody is kind of underneath and around right now, and nobody moved on their turn. So because of the vantage point it's at, the only thing the Manticore can see right now was you and Nev originally, but I forgot that at the end of your turn you did that. So the only one I can see right now is Nev. So it's going to make another attack against Nev. This one's at advantage because you are prone, even though you are falling.
Yep.
Holy fuck. That's high. 21 to hit.
Yeah.
You get hit with this attack. You fail a death save. It's not melee,
Okay.
so you only fail one, not two.
Okay.
You guys watch the underside of Nev's chest and torso is completely riddled with these spikes. That is the end of its turn. That means Viz is up.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Am
here
I
we
still
go.
slowly falling?
You'd better heal her.
You're still slowly falling.
Even after that fucking smack. That's funny. Okay.
All right, here we go. Bam. Healing word, 2nd level.
Okay.
Or should I do my attack first with my gun, and because healing word's a bonus action?
It's up to you.
Ooh.
I'll do gun.
I'll do gun.
Those are
Comedic
guns.
timing.
All right. You pull out you see your sister riddled with these tail spikes, and you're like, motherfucker. You kind of get out and boom, fire your gun. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Oh, the advantage thing, because guiding bolt, right?
Yes.
Thank God, that would have been a nat 1.
Fair. Fair.
He hits the
Hey.
rocks and we go under the
Hey.
rocks.
18 plus 6. Hey.
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That is 14 damage.
14 damage. This thing is looking hurt. As you fire a gun, it actually shreds the inside of one of the wings, and the Manticore is now slowly nosediving, unable to hold itself up, as blood starts cascading down the wings and around the creature. It's looking real bad.
Okay. Viz is then gonna do healing word on Nev. At 2nd level.
Okay.
What does he say for his healing word?
Does it have to be one word?
No? It can be whatever you want.
Fuck you! Don't die! And yeah, so he's gonna he's gonna do.
Yeah, you come
2d4.
to with your brother shouting at you.
Okay. How much? Wait. How many hit points do I get back?
That is.
You get fuck you. That's what you get.
Ooh. Oh, okay. 11.
11.
1, 2 words.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I just wake up to hear Viz scream, "Fuck you, don't die," and I'm like, "Oh, hi, Viz."
As you're
What's-
gently just falling down.
Yeah, and bleeding out.
Viz, make a perception check.
Oh. Oh, that's good. That's dirty 20.
Dirty 20. It's really hard to tell because Nev is clothed and a lot of the spikes were in the chest, torso, and thigh area. But one or two of the spikes actually collided with the back of the forearm. And as they pop out of her, as your magic heals some of these like lethal wounds, one of them that had pierced the artery on the forearm is popped out and removed. Now, a lot of the spikes stay in because you're only healing really the non-lethal damage. Or, sorry, the lethal damage here. The non-lethal damage, a lot of the spikes kind of stick. But the one on the forearm that pierces the artery, you watch as it seals over and closes. It doesn't quite look like Nev's skin. It's like grayish. And almost kind of like it's starting to decay. But only you notice that. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that's the end of his turn.
Cecilia, you're up.
Chromatic orb at first level.
So do you willingly step out of your cover to fire at it?
Yes.
Okay, so you have to kind of stand back a little bit to get out here where you're at a point where you can see it. Go ahead and fire.
Ooh. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 definitely hits. Definitely.
Alrighty.
hits.
That's 3d8. Do I just choose the damage?
Yeah.
Like the damage type?
Yeah. You choose the damage type.
Yeah, I don't have to roll. I choose the damage type. Let's do lightning damage.
Okay.
$13.
13. Cecilia, how do you want to do this?
Ooh. I think she did one of those like little backwards jogs to like get out to be able to see it. And then her eyes will flash like an electric blue, and a lightning bolt is like conjured from the little pendant on her neck, and it goes right through its chest.
You see
No, wait, she kind of wants to aim it so that she knocks it off course so it doesn't fall towards us. Does that make sense?
Nah, I see.
Tries to use physics and momentum.
So it begins flapping its wings, already barely able to hold itself up. And as you kind of rear and get this lightning ready, you're intentionally trying to get it to knock out, like, stay off your course, right?
Yeah, like she's like that
roll,
math meme.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier.
Um, 13.
13. That's not bad. So you see it flapping its wings and you're like, oh fuck, like the numbers are floating around in your head. You're like, the angle's too fast, it's coming in too hot, it's gonna hit us. But you've released this chromatic orb, and as it does, you kind of will it to curve. And it collides with the wing that is not as damaged. So the thing begins to just do a full rotation and spin as you kill it. You see the light leave its eyes as it's picking up momentum and going faster and faster and faster and faster, and then just all the way down the mountain like a meteor rocketing. You see it kind of and then just fall hundreds of feet down the mountain.
I don't know why, but the visual of it just like rolling like a Sonic the Hedgehog ball is
Yeah.
Like a Sonic, it's like and you guys see it like that scene in How to Train Your Dragon when Toothless starts to fall and like spiral through the air. That moment, it's like and it rockets off the edge of the mountain and falls and falls and falls, and you're on a high mountain. You've been very careful on this mountain because it's a long drop, and you see the body just disappear as you look over the side. It rockets towards the forest floor, and then you completely lose sight of it.
Aurora's instantly going to look up to where Mama and babies are.
Well, that was fun.
You see Mama is kind of with these hooked claws and this almost humanoid face with these wings. It's kind of just like looking over at you protectively. You see the two little babies kind of just like boop, like poke up their little heads over the side of Mama's wing, kind of just look down at you. You see that the mother has a very protective stance over its nest, but you do see that it had been pretty rocked by this other manticore, and it's bleeding. But despite it bleeding, it's kind of holding its own up here. And it's kind of just watching.
We should go.
Yes, we should leave now.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
So you all kind of slowly back up.
Nev,
Yeah.
are you okay, Nev?
Yeah, I'm fine. Let's just get out of here before it thinks we're lunch.
You guys slowly begin to back up. And as you do, you hear that kind of subsiding a little bit. as it kind of keeps its eye on you. You hear the baby go, as it kind of like leans in and kind of looks over the edge, watching you.
If one of these babies fucking fall off the cliff, I'm gonna cry.
On the right, you
Yep,
see
yep.
one of them kind of just like lift a little claw and kind of like bat it in your direction.
Aurora,
I went.
Aurora does a very small wave.
As you wave,
Coraline
you see
does
the
a
mom
little
kind
wave
of like it like leans in and it looks a little more aggressive as you kind of raise a hand towards it.
Aurora quickly drops her hand and is like, let's go.
You back away slowly, 50 feet, 60 feet, 70 feet, 80 feet, until the mama manticore and the babies are both out of sight.
Well, that was definitely very fun.
Yes, good deed done for the day. Let's get back to the town now.
Hey, Coraline, with that good deed, you want to give Nev a little bit of a hand there? She's not looking very good.
Yeah, I know. I'll fix her. Plus, it's payback for what happened last time to me and my arm. And then she pokes at her freaking where her scar is over her shirt. And she goes to heal Nev with the what should I do?
Ruins, probably.
Yeah, cure wounds. Just gonna do like a regular first level cure wounds. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, 1d8 plus 5. That is a question.
Meg, why'd you have to
Alright.
post a picture of a baby manicore? Now I want to adopt one.
Because I wanted to see what art I could find, and that was probably the cutest art I could find. There's not a lot of baby manticore art.
You're so cute.
Fair enough. Oh man.
And just imagine Coraline like smacks Nev in the back to keep.
So you get 6 plus 5. That's like 11, right? I
Yeah.
don't know how to. Okay,
Yes.
cool. You get 11.
Thank you.
All right.
You're welcome. And she does a little pat on the back. Maybe a little too hard.
Whack.
As you continue onwards, the rest of your day is fairly uneventful. And as the sun begins to set in the distance as you walk through the enchanted, strange forest, your travel seems to be easygoing, simple almost. Viz, every once in a while you look left and right, and you see these tiny little globules of light. Blue, purple, pink, green. Kind of just kind of like hum in the distance as they illuminate around you. And you get the presence that something is... that same feeling you had when you saw it almost celebrating. Your swift travel is something in the forest thanking you. I would like everyone to make a group perception check.
4.
That's one failure.
19.
One success.
That's a 21.
Another success.
17.
Another success.
Natural 1.
That's
Oh, God.
2 failures. We're tied now.
24.
A success.
21.
21. 5 successes, 3 failures. Some of you kind of turn and you're like, this is really odd. And in the distance, as you begin to see, as the sun is setting, you see the billowing smoke of Freyford in the distance. It's not far. If you guys traveled for another 2 hours into the night, instead of camping, you'd probably arrive at nightfall. And as you kind of look around, in the woods, through the trees, I believe Coraline was the only one who rolled above a 20.
I did.
Coraline and
I did.
Viz, and I think it was Mirabelle?
Yeah, I rolled 21.
Okay. The 3 of you kind of all catch it at the same time. This figure in the trees. Huge, massive figure. With the body of the biggest stallion you've ever seen. Pure white. With almost the sleekest horse fur and these huge gold eyes with no iris or pupil that just take up the whole spot on the face. This beautiful mane of like flowing white horsehair that cascades down the back. And from the head, a perfectly spiraling horn. As about 60 feet into the woods, just slowly watching you pass, is a unicorn. And the three of you, upon seeing it, watch it lower its snout, look at you with those gold eyes, and in all three of your heads, simultaneously, you hear, "Thank you." And whoosh, it vanishes behind the trees.
As a reaction to this, Coraline is like still looking into the direction of where she saw this unicorn, and she just slowly has like the biggest smile on her face. And then as she like looks away, she has a little bit more pep in her step as she's walking through this forest.
Mirabelle, meanwhile, would just kind of shrug and just mumble under her breath about not doing anything, but she'll take it anyway.
All right.
This is confused.
It's like, what the fuck? That's fucking weird.
Whoa, what the hell is that?
my
Whoa.
There's a horse with a
In my
horn
head,
here.
oh my god.
Weird coincidence. I don't know. Fucking, I don't know. Odd. All right. So what do you all do? Do you bed down in the forest, or do you carry on through the night to get back to Freyford before midnight?
I say we carry on, but it's a
Nah, carry on.
Yeah, it's
Carry
easier.
on.
It's 2 hours.
The glistening forest of this like fey, almost intentioned trees, these thick pines, slowly thin out into those oaks that you know you're bordering on the front of town. You've noticed as you've been walking that it's unusually chipper. There's lots of sounds of squirrels and birds and owls like hooting in the distance and moving through the trees. And as you kind of pull in to Freyford, you get the sense of just seeing the town in the distance and the beautiful feeling of peace as you slowly walk from the forest into the walls of Freyford. Let me change up the music while y'all decide what you want to do next.
Should head straight to the house to talk to the Countess about what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And then crash for the night so we can all rest, and that way Nev isn't actually dying again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really all just need to fucking rest.
All right. You head into Freyford, and it's very calm and serene this time of night. There doesn't seem to be any, like, intense going-ons happening in the city, but you do see people kind of looking at you all as you kind of head in, bloodied and worn from battle. And it occurs to you that to these people, these just bumpkins in the little mining town, that you are all the first group to go out looking for the creature and come back alive. So people are kind of like watching you with like these odd expressions. These like nervousness looks on their faces as you kind of move through. And you get through the town and you're able to move towards the Covington estate. The Knoll and the Tabaxi, who are like manning the tower, see you coming and you hear them go, let him in, as the tower kind of moves and opens up. And you're all free to enter. As you move around the estate, you walk through the doors. The little human girl is there to greet you. Hello, you've returned! You're alive! The Countess will be so happy to see you. Please, wait in the sitting room. I'll go alert her of your arrival.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are moved into the sitting room where you're able to sit down, put your feet up, have a moment. There's tea, cakes, those kind of things. And from the top of the stairs, you hear this the sound of like feet running down the stairs as you turn, and Edwin is like peering over with these big green eyes, and the scales along his face kind of moving and rippling as his mouth opens in a wide O. You're alive? You guys are alive!
Well, I love this kid.
Did you kill it?
Quick question.
Yes, Viz.
So like, did we clean ourselves after at all?
You tell
No,
me.
We're covered in blood and
Okay, Viz is
scratches and everything.
Viz has a lot of blood on him right now.
Yeah, no,
It's okay.
Cecilia has prestidigitation. Before
Yeah.
they would have gone in, she would have
Cleaned everyone up.
gotten rid of all the
Cecilia made sure
blood.
we all look spick and span.
Yeah.
Neb's like, yeah, we did kill it, and look, and she pulls out the picture of where it looks like it's a hunting picture of her, like holding the Wendigo head up.
I think it's like a picture of all of us, isn't it? Because everyone was holding it in some way
Yeah.
or fashion. Or
Yeah.
at least like I think it was just Rhett and Viz not in there. All the ladies were holding up the Wendigo.
Well,
Yeah, we're proud.
You show Edwin the picture, and he promptly screams.
Why
Oh
would you
dear.
show that to a kid?
Because it's funny, and he wanted to see.
And
It's
then
not funny, it's traumatizing.
he leans in and takes another look at it and goes, Did you all kill that thing?
Yeah.
What did it do?
Please don't
It
go
was
into detail. This
it was a
is
sneaky
not
little
good for his
thing.
young
What?
kids.
Kids love detail.
It was a sneaky little thing for sure.
That thing was by no means little.
You guys hear the sound of heels clicking on the floor as, like, rather rapidly, as both the little, the girl whose name I can't remember right now, it's been a long day, and Countess Clara come running up, and she goes, You did it then? You've killed the beast.
Yes, we have.
You see her
And
kind
Neb
of
presents
exhale.
the photo.
My word. I can't believe you've actually done this. Well, all of Freyford is in your debt. Sincerely. Anything that I can do, anything that my people can do, we'd be happy to aid you. The bounty. Would you go get it? And the girl kind of, yes, turns and darts off and returns a couple moments later with a small chest that's rattling as she runs up and looks at the Countess for permission. The Countess nods her head very gently. She walks up to you all and kind of presents it and goes, this is the bounty for killing the monster. All of Freyford is in your debt. And it's a beautifully ordained chest that's, judging by the way it shakes as she holds it up, it's full of gold.
Well, I think
Aurora will kind of take it from her and then probably set it on the oh god, set it on the nearest table to open it.
It's full of gold. Full of gold.
Her one eye widens.
Inside this tiny chest is somewhere between 800 to 1,000 gold.
Holy shit.
Bugger.
nice.
Cecilia will, shake her hand and just say, Thank you. It was a difficult task, but, well, we came through. There might be something you could help us with. Oh. And she kind of gets, a slightly annoyed expression on her face. Or maybe not annoyance, just
Is she looking at Nev?
no, she's not.
Oh.
Just a deep grudge. Like the look of somebody who has a very deep grudge. Could you direct us to the nearest temple of anybody?
A temple. Well, for starters, we have two major temples here in Freyford. One of them is for the Gentle Crafter, and let me just look at some lore real quick. One is for the gentle crafter.
As Claire just pulls out her laptop and opens Google Docs.
Absolutely.
It's like, let me check my notes.
Let me quickly check my notes.
It takes out a pamphlet of the town.
A map.
Map. I'm the map.
Disney World map.
One
Maybe
is for,
specifically a temple with a very very powerful healer, I would say.
Oh, a healer.
Mm-hmm.
How impressive of a healer are you looking for? Because we don't exactly have.
Red's gonna cover Nev's mouth.
We're quite a small town. We don't have many larger healers. If you're looking for somebody who can do impressive feat, all of you seem okay. Are you in need of immediate assistance? I could call upon one of the general healers.
It's not immediate assistance. Just like 30 days of assistance.
Cecilia is going to just like kind of distract her from Nev and just
Red's covering Nev's
for
mouth.
something else. for a friend.
Coraline's just looking at all of you like, what? Why aren't you telling her?
For a friend. An acquaintance.
Well, anybody in the Temple of the Shacklebearer will perhaps be able to heal on a small level. If you're looking for more grandiose feats of healing, I would recommend a larger city, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Where do you know of a specific? Kind of give us a direction to go, if that helped.
Let me
it
think
doesn't
on
have to
it.
be someone maybe specifically.
Oof. She did not roll well. Looks over at her son, Edwin, who's kind of now talking quickly and amicably to the servant girl. And they're kind of having a conversation. She checks to see if he's listening. Okay. 1 second. When my husband, Lehan, when he was quite grievously ill, we traveled abroad to many different temples to see if somebody could heal him. Unfortunately, the burden that he carried was more than at the time we had the capacity to handle, being from such a small estate. My father flew him abroad to a larger temple in, she thinks on it, it was either Silverbourne or Westover, one of the two, and he passed on the way there. If it's grandiose, no need. It's been a while. I have duties to attend to and a son to raise, and I intend to raise him the way that Lehan would have wanted. Anyway, if you're looking for great feats of healing, then you'll likely have to travel abroad for them. Ashedonia and Freyford, even places like Cyprus, the closest cities to us, don't have the strongest foundation in divine healing. But perhaps my nephew could set you up. You seem to be acquainted with him, and I imagine now he's quite indebted to you.
Very, very true. We can go ahead and ask him. We just wanted to inquire, see if what you know.
Of course. I will do what I can to assist when you need my assistance. The whole city is indebted to you. Sincerely.
As long as everyone is safe now, that is all that matters.
Yes. As long as everyone is indeed safe, and that monster will no longer be a threat to any of you.
Well, regardless, she kind of rolls her shoulders back. You can see that the mentioning of her husband was very draining but she kind of rolls her shoulders back, straightens up, and... Anyways, you're more than welcome to stay here for the evening, but I'm sure you have to head back to Eshedonia to report to my nephew. So, as long as you need to stay, you are welcome, and as long as you are ready to go, I will have your horses and your carriage prepared for whenever you'd like to leave. Thank
Perhaps if we could rest for the night here, that would be best. Aurora pointedly looks at Nev, who's still had the shit kicked out of her.
Yeah,
Mouth's still covered.
Nev is just like about to pass out.
you. Of course, your guest bedroom is still prepared. And anytime you are needing a place to rest in Freyford, just know you are always welcome here.
Thank you very
mouth.
much.
Rit's hand still covering her mouth, and now his tail's holding her up. It's like a whole situation back there.
Yeah. Well, regardless, you are, unless you have anything to say to Countess Covington, you are free to go to your guest bedroom, rest for the night. Let me know what you'd like to do.
Yep.
Nev,
Well,
yeah, I guess Nev's gonna go right to her room.
Because do we all share a room, right? It was like one big.
Yeah, I
big
think like
room.
we were all in one big room.
It's like a huge master, like, or like, not master, but like a huge guest bedroom that easily suits you all.
Mm-hmm.
Could Cecilia talk to the Countess?
Sure. She kind of sits back and waits and watches you all exit. You kind of hang around.
She'll speak in kind of a hushed tone so that her son won't hear.
Okay.
No one will. She kind of thinks, and funerals should be prepared for those who went in before us.
Whoa, what? You are so muffled. Can you talk like,
Oh.
I know you're whispering. I know you're whispering. Can you talk like a normal person so you're not like muffling?
Okay.
Cool, thanks.
Funerals should be prepared for those who went in before us.
What? Sorry, I genuinely don't know what you're saying.
Funerals should be prepared for the people who went in before us.
I still
Like,
don't. What
let
was that
them
first
know.
word? What was
People are dead! The people who went in before us are dead.
Oh. I
realize we never said that.
I gathered that perhaps if you had not returned with them, they met an untimely fate. They will be mourned by the people, but I will be sure to let them know that their deaths have been avenged.
There was a strange substance in the mine. It should be boarded up. It should not be used again.
All right. I will ensure that it is sealed and boarded the same way that some of the previous mines are. Which one was this?
I wrote it down, but I don't remember. Oh, it was,
Valeron.
Was it that? Yeah, Valeron.
Valeron. I will be sure to board up Valeron. You have my word.
And then I'm sorry for your loss
Oh,
of your husband.
it was a long time ago. He was from the Archer Islands in Arcos. Gildmoor was something he'd always wanted to see. And when he passed, he had a son who adored him, people who loved him, and a life full of adventure that he had always wanted. He had no regrets, and though I miss him dearly, I have none either.
It's good. No regrets. You said it was your father who organized the trip
Yes.
for him?
At the time he was Earl, but I guess now he's taken the title of Duke. But I'm sure you're familiar with Duke Aaron. My father's an exceptionally kind man. And he adored Lehan, as did I and the rest of my people.
Sorry, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Is she Bishop and Bruno's sister?
Oh, fuck me. I'm
You keep
so
messing it up.
confused.
You keep messing it up.
Nope.
You keep messing it
No,
up.
no.
You've done that before.
Blah, 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 blah. She is the late Duke and Duchess's daughter. She's Aaron's sister. But I was right when I said that Aaron was the one who arranged the trip. It was just her brother, not her father.
Okay. May I ask how many years ago this was?
It would have been almost 4 years ago. Edwin was only 3.
Alright. Thank you for all of your help.
Of course. You're welcome back to Freyford any time, Cecilia. The Covingtons are lucky to have you.
I'm lucky to have them. And she will join the others.
Alright. Anything you all want to do before the end of the night?
I got a quick money question. So I did the math, and it's so what was the total amount? You said 800 to 1,000, right?
If you go back to your room and count it, you'll find 1,000 gold pieces in that chest.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
That's a lot better. I did the math already. So one person is getting one less than everybody. So
I'll take one less.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
give it to Caroline either. Or...
I was gonna volunteer Mirabelle to take less since she got that big payout near the start.
Mirabelle's kind of our sugar mommy, so
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So who's getting the one less?
I guess it's gonna be. I think Cecilia was the first one who spoke.
Yeah, that'll be me.
Yeah. Okay.
I wasn't in the room,
Fair.
so you guys could have given her one less and she wouldn't have noticed.
Fair.
So wait,
how many are we all?
Okay,
Yeah.
so Cecilia is getting 142.
Okay.
Everyone else is getting 143.
Oh my god.
okay.
Of gold?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy, this is the most money Coraline has ever had in her life.
We'll take it.
She
Mirabelle
can't
had
handle
more
it.
once upon a time. Then we went weapon shopping.
and you graciously donated to us while
Yes,
we were
indeed.
shopping, and if we weren't shopping, maybe we could have stopped our little friend from trash picking.
Lesson learned. All right, so we all call it a night, I'm assuming. Unless
I wanted to, on the way to the room, if Rhett could be near the end and maybe just as they're turning the corner, maybe pull Viz right before they turn the corner. And he's gonna pull him back a little and just hey, I wanted to check on you. Are you doing all right?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be?
Inside.
Okay, this is gonna roll a deception.
Oh god.
What'd you get?
I got pretty damn good. This is second best I could ever do. It's a 19 plus 3.
Fuck, I got a dirty 20.
Ah!
So, yeah, Viz is not okay.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to lie to me. If you don't want to talk here, we could maybe go somewhere in the town or somewhere else if you're worried about people hearing. I can tell you're not okay, though, darling. That was a lot that just happened.
You know, it's a bunch of little stuff. It's fine. I'll get over it. Honestly.
It's not just a bunch of little stuff. You found out a lot of big news about your sister. And you also got hurt pretty badly down there.
Let's go for a walk.
Alrighty. Turn around and go on a walk. Is there anywhere like on the estate to like without like
Oh, yeah.
guards be like, hey, what the fuck you doing?
Oh yeah, the estate is huge. It's got like a huge rolling field behind it that people usually use for like horse riding. It's a beautiful walking path. You get the sense that, it's for Edwin and the Countess and whoever wants to just go for a walk to get away from the day-to-day of their job.
Okay, so we'll probably walk down there. It's come to my attention that ever since we joined this little ragtag group, we actually haven't had an actual conversation in a little while.
Yeah, that is true.
Especially me having a conversation with Viz.
That is
didn't
also
know this.
true.
Very cheeky of you. So
Yeah.
talk to me.
Yeah, I'm a cheeky guy.
You are. Very rude. Very rude.
I think you mean funny. I think mischievous, maybe, at the very least.
Very charming as well.
Sure.
You chuckle a little bit. Well, talk to me though. What's going on? Let me catch up on Viznota.
Viz is quiet for a bit as they walk. And like he's holding back something for a bit, and then he's just like, why didn't she tell me?
About the points at his own chest.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only assume I've only just met her. Maybe didn't want to make you worried, or maybe she just didn't think it was that big of a deal. She strikes me as the type to underestimate it, maybe.
Sorry, it's not picking up my scoffing. Yeah, he scoffs and he's like, yeah, she doesn't, huh?
Is that what's the main thing that's upsetting you, is that she didn't tell you the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a little bit shitty, putting that in perspective. I'm sorry.
It's fine, you didn't do anything.
I'm sorry for you, though. It's a shitty situation to be put in.
She's the one who isn't thinking, you know what I mean?
You catch, as you guys are kind of walking through the fields or having this conversation, you hear the slow run of a fountain kind of bubbling up as water glints in the light. When you look up, you see Polium and Leora, the two moons, slowly continuing to move their way through each other. It's about halfway through April. It's getting pretty close to the Lovers Festival. They're getting even closer in the sky, ever so distinctly, over the mountain ranges. And as you look up, and you kind of have this conversation, Viz, you're frustrated, you look up, you see streaking across the clear night sky. And something falling as you see a light, a bright light, move across the sky. And one of these streaks across the night, these like flying stars, one of them seems to be a little closer than some of the others. And it comes over the crest of the mountain, goes over your heads, and goes farther to the west. A lot closer than some of the others.
Hey, did you fucking see that?
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Holy shit. I was gonna say let's make a wish, but holy shit.
If only we had a wish spell. That might be useful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it said you went west, right? It was really close. We don't hear anything, right?
Yeah.
It's just
It's
flew by.
it's straight across. No, you hear anything. No, you don't fucking hear anything as you see a shooting
Oh,
star.
no.
But like
I don't know.
shoots from
I don't know.
it shoots from east to west and then kind of goes off in the distance.
I mean, I was going to say I wasn't going to make a wish, but I was going to make a promise to help you out with your sister. Bounty already gave us right direction. I plan to seek it through. Make sure your sister's alright.
Thank you. It's gonna be. It means a lot to have someone else look out for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm guessing you've had this isn't something that's new, technically. Well, this is new. The whole curse is new, but I wouldn't say the whole watching after her is new.
We've watched after each other for the last 28 years.
That is fair.
It's just sometimes it gets to be a lot, you know?
What do you mean?
I don't think she knows how much I worry about her.
And she doesn't realize?
It's all I do.
Well, I think she worries about you the same. Maybe you guys both don't realize how much you guys worry about each other.
I'm more concerned with how she doesn't worry about herself,
That is fair.
rushing into things and all that.
She does rush into a lot. She does say a lot that's on her mind as well. But I think she's smart. In some ways. You guys smile at that, kind of like,
She's smartest person I ever met, but doesn't do a lot with it. He
Would you like her to do stuff with it?
the whole time, by the way, Viz has been talking, he's been doing that hand clench thing.
Like, what do you mean?
Like where he like brings his hand into a fist and then like opens it a bunch of times, opens and closes it a bunch of times, like his robot hand.
Okay.
You know, just like not like, you know, rushing to you know, getting yourself maybe killed. Like
So
like
the bare
today.
minimum. The bare minimum, then. Not getting yourself killed, the bare minimum.
Yeah. Bare minimum.
Maybe you guys should talk about it. Have you guys ever talked about stuff like that before?
He looks at Rhett and like does this weak smile and doesn't answer. And I mean, besides that scary thing, this guy's pretty beautiful tonight, huh?
I mean, it is. You didn't answer my question, though, darling. Why are you being mysterious now?
And his hand like speeds up a bit. He's like, in time we can, yeah.
Alright.
Do we see that can we see like the area where the mine is from this area?
No, you can't.
Okay.
You kind of look out and you just see the tops of these massive, beautiful mountains dusted with snow. It's just like serene, honestly. gentle, serene, peaceful.
As Viz is looking, how tall is this like fountain? It's just like a little step up like kind of fountain, or is it like a really big fountain that we were?
It's like a fountain that you would
to?
see at like the entrance of a roundabout on a golf course.
That doesn't put a visual in my brain at
the
all.
best way I can
That
see it.
does for me.
How tall is this?
It's like
How tall is it?
like a 3-tiered stone water fountain.
Okay, so like there's like a little second tier that you could sit on, right? Or like a
No,
first tier that you could sit on?
it's
or...
bubbling over with water. There's like a round seating area around it.
Yeah, around it.
At the top of the water fountain, you do also see that the water is coming out of a mantle. And there is the top of the mantle where the water spouts out. It's from a gentleman who's like dipped a woman in his arm, and like from the top of his hand is where the water kind of spouts out. And you can see that this beautiful depiction of this water fountain is actually, you can see that the woman being dipped is the Countess. It's Clara. She's like kind of in this beautiful, like poofy looking dress, and her face like kind of split in a smile, and the other figure that's dipping her is this gentleman, this Wanti, with this curly hair that kind of cascades around the shoulder, these kind of like round ears. You can see the outline of like line scales along the face, gently mixed in with like smooth skin, and this like longer nose that kind of like tilts down, and he's got like this coy grin on his face as he dips her where the fountain is kind of pouring out around them. Maybe some kind of gift that they might have gotten on their wedding to just immortalize the both of them together here on the Covington estate.
Rhett will like kind of raise an eyebrow looking at this for a second, and then like kind of glance down at Viz, and like he'll probably at this point like kind of start really noticing the hand like clenching and stuff. So he'll like kind of take a finger and like scoop up his hand, and then like if there's like a little seating a little bit, he's gonna jump up on the little seating area. All right, let's change the subject, darling. As he's like pulling him up.
Okay, what are we doing? We playing chicken, or what are we doing?
No, you told me that you don't know how to play the lute, but you sure do seem to know how to play it back there. What's with that?
I'm a good performer. Let's say, and he like flourishes one of his hands. Is he still holding on to Viz's robo hand?
Yeah, he would held up to bring him up onto the like little ledge of the fountain, because he's
Viz...
like he like jumped up to it.
Oh yeah, then yeah, Viz will like use it, well, to go up, and he'll, while he's talking, uses his other hand to like flourish.
Well then, how about you put those hands into some good use and show me.
What?
With the lute, darling.
Oh, you mean play it right now?
Did you bring it with you?
Yeah. I mean, sure.
What did you think I said?
Well, I usually don't have people ask me. Never mind. And he gets
It's like a big grin on his face.
He does get a bright purple blush on his cheeks as he fumbles and fucking pulls out the lute, and then he drops it on the step, and he's like, and he picks it up.
Okay. Roll performance check.
Mark's gonna like, as like they get situated, he's gonna like sit down with them.
Oh my god. Holy shit. 18 plus 5.
Jesus.
Yeah, is your charisma a 20?
No,
You're
my charisma
not gonna
is
add your proficiency
18.
bonus to this technically.
Oh, then that is a 18 plus 4.
Okay, so, yeah, I mean, fuck, it sounds pretty dope. Oh, bards get half proficiency in everything. Because they're just skilled, so you have half proficiency in loot. Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. Rhett, you're like kind of listening to this, like, you can kind of describe what you play if you'd like, but doesn't seem like he needs any help.
my immediate thought was Wonderwall, but it's not Wonderwall.
Jesus Christ.
Are you sure
know,
you don't want to play Wonderwall?
it'd be pretty funny if I did Wonderwall right now.
Play September by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Jesus Christ.
What's the Green Day song? Wake Me Up When September Ends.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus fucking
No, he won't do that. He'll do like a I don't know. He's bummed out. He'll do a what is it? Just like a slow, like melancholic tune on the lute.
Okay. It's this beautiful soft ballad. It doesn't seem like this needs any help learning how to play the instrument, but maybe you already knew that.
I'm just listening and enjoying it with them. You certainly don't need many of my help.
I mean, I could always get better at it.
Can you? That was pretty damn good, darling.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind you teaching me more.
How am I supposed to do that, darling?
I mean, you said you knew the lute, so I guess you could say you're like a lute expert. I just dabble, I guess. And he starts like, if he finished the song, he starts like twirling one of his long hair strand in his robo finger.
And if he's doing the I guess a lot, and he's just kind of rambling on, Rhett will like kind of like pull him a little closer and put like his arms kind of around to help him with the strings. Well, I know one song I could teach you at least. If I can't teach you how to play the lutes. And he's gonna start trying to like teach him how to play the song, like showing him where to put his fingers on the lute from behind him.
Okay. You get a good grasp of it. I mean, it's very peaceful out here playing the lute. Whether you have help, maybe, or don't need help, but are just pretending you do, it's peaceful. And you can see, as you're kind of practicing, that slow trickle of shooting stars that kind of just shoot across the sky. None that get nearly as close as the one that you saw before, but it's a very serene and beautiful night.
Unless you have anything else to say, I think they would honestly spend most of that time just chilling and playing the lute and going over songs and stuff.
Yeah. Wonderwall, yeah.
Wonderwall included.
Okay.
Free bird.
You eventually find yourselves calling the night wherever you see fit, getting to a point where you head back at some point, wherever it may take you back to the interior of the Covington estate. You all find your rest.
Before they go in, Viz is gonna go, hey, thank you. It meant a lot, and then he's gonna like hug Rhett.
Or it's like taking a little backbite, like, oh, of course, darling. You know you can always talk to me, right? Like kind of like gently hug him back. It's a little awkward, unless they're sitting. But if they're standing, it's a little awkward. But if they're sitting, he'll hug him back like perfectly fine.
I was thinking like right before they go in the room. So
okay, so it's a little awkward with the standing, unless he's floating. Hug him back. Try to.
When Rhett does start helping Viz like play a song, Viz does float a little bit.
Oh.
Okay. You share your good nights. You head inside. Both with a new perspective on something or other. And you all find your rest. Now, for the first time in 3 nights, nightmares do not find you. And you all...
Sweet.
you all get a long rest. And wake up to a brand new day in Freyford. And as you do, that's where we're going to go to our break. We'll be back here in 15 minutes!
Ooh.
As you all begin your trek back to Ashedonia.
I gotta go pee.
That's what the break's for. Alright. Thanks, guys. See you in a bit. Okay, guys, welcome back. So, you all wake up and it's a brand new day. Your horse and carriage are prepared. Is there anything else you would like to do in Freyford, or are you beginning the trip back to Ashedonia?
Guess we probably head on back.
Man, I was
very
man,
enthusiastic.
Wolf, you changed. I was so ready for us to stay silent. It's like no one was back.
Fuck you guys, man. I was like, alright. I literally was like, okay.
I was like,
guess we're not doing anything.
This doesn't
the
like
idea
anyone.
is, I was just okay. I was just speaking for the group. I mean,
Come
if anybody
on,
wants
you
to
gotta
do anything.
read the room. All right, give me a second.
I'm worried Aurora. Aurora doesn't know how to read a room.
Okay.
That's fair. What was the question?
Are we going back to Ashedonia? Is there anything else you're doing in Freyford? Or are you doing something else? You guys tell me what's going on.
Personally, I don't have any specific plans, unless anyone like specifically has a plan with their
Holy
character.
Holy
I mean,
shit.
I would like to talk to Cecilia, but I think we
There
could
you
do
go.
that like on the ride back. But
You can start now while we're like preparing on the cart.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
could be on the cart. You could pull each other aside for a quiet conversation. Like, that's fine. Cecilia could sit up in the front with Coraline. Someone's got to drive. Someone's got to be in the cart. So you can have a private conversation if you'd like to.
yeah,
I just
I'm
want to
gonna
know
be
if you're,
driving.
like, heading back now. Because Cheddar and Brandy are all ready to go. They've been hooked up. They've been taken well care of. Well, taken care of. Fuck me. You know, it's a pretty smooth sailing going forward. So, you guys tell me.
I'm ready if you guys are to go back.
All right. In that case, you begin the trip through the forest back to Ashedonia. And I'll say, the forest on your side is definitely a good thing. Because what took you originally a very, very long 2-day travel to do, full of strife, it's almost like the forest is now working in your favor. And without anything stopping you, you imagine you can probably get there in a day and a half. So, there are your travels, which are uninterrupted and incredibly peaceful. Is there anything anyone would like to do?
I will say I don't like this is something that anyone can go off of if they want, but Aurora definitely is a little more quiet than before. She's just still thinking of what happened in the cave. So she just kind of seems probably a little distracted and is just kind of like staring off like, sorry, very dumb technical question. The cart that we're in, is it like what does it look like? Are we like inside and we look out windows, or it's semi-covered and like a wagon? Like,
there is a back window if you'd like to, but remember that inside the cart is like a table with like a booth, a chair set up, so you all can sit comfortably, and then there's 2 riders in the front at any given moment who are controlling the horses, and then there's a small window that you can pull open or shut out the back with like a little sliding thing that you can see out of.
okay. Yeah, Aurora's just probably sitting by the window, just kind of like idly staring out of it.
Sure. There are dice games. There's dice and cards.
Are there any books in here?
No books, but there's
Okay.
under a compartment you find a dice set and a set of cards, like a 3 anti-playing card set. So, if you like use those, if you just like want to sit and all mind your own business, you let me know. Otherwise, we're just gonna honestly move on to your arrival back in Ashedonia.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, Aurora's just staring out the window.
Cecilia's sitting. Well, where is Cecilia sitting at this point? While we're riding back.
You guys could probably be sitting next to each other.
Yeah, I was waiting for somebody to respond.
Well, it's not up to me. I mean,
It's up to you guys. You two, come on.
Yeah,
if you guys want to have a conversation, I'd say at some point you guys all probably switch here and there throughout the day to stretch your legs and stuff. So you 2 can catch each other alone at a moment in the front if you'd like to.
Okay. Is Allie still there? I wasn't sure because I was asking her where she was sitting.
I was mute, sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I don't know why my mute button wouldn't go off.
So, okay, so Coraline, as she's like steering the horses, very peaceful. So, she's probably gonna go like, hey Cecilia.
Cecilia's reading her mother's spell book, just kind of flipping through it, getting the hours in, and we'll just kind of distractedly respond. Yes.
So I was thinking, I did get offered to go on, a little expedition from, oh God, what was her name? And this is in and out of character. Like, God, what was the lady's name?
Lady Bridget, I think.
Yeah. And Coraline goes like, Lady Bridget, to go on an expedition for something I've been researching for quite a while, and maybe you might be interested in it.
Where are you going?
Honestly, it's been like a couple days now. We've been doing a bunch of shit and fighting weird monsters, which I never thought I'd fight before. But essentially, it's to get more information. For me personally, I'm just trying to find a cure for, I guess, extending life, or at least extending some creature's lifespan. Not my own, of course, I don't need it, but for somebody else.
I think Cecilia, stops flipping through the book and closes it. And we'll just look at Coraline. Why are you interested in such things?
What you mean? Isn't everyone? And she's kind of real nervous about it, jokingly, laughing. She's not being very convincing, so I don't think I'm gonna roll for deception or anything. She's not convincing about it. Hello?
Yeah, I think she's thinking.
She's
Syl's
okay,
thinking
quiet,
very
thinking.
carefully about how she's going to phrase what she's going to say.
I'm sorry, but I love the visual of Coraline being like, hello, thinking she's
You know
not
what?
all there.
Yeah,
And then
that's
Cecilia staying still quiet.
Yeah, honestly, she would.
She does that in character. She says, is anybody home up in there?
Why? Is that why you came to Ashedonia?
Well, I mean, yeah, I wanted to get more information because I didn't get enough of it back where I was. And I heard about you and this whole party thing, and it was just a good opportunity to get to talk to you about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I cannot offer you much information myself, unfortunately. Such magic.
Yeah.
If it
That's what everyone else has been telling me, that they couldn't offer much information.
If it does exist, if it did exist, it's lost to time. For now.
For now.
Well, yes, I
Hopefully it
don't like
won't be.
secrets. It won't.
I really don't have much time left, and I would be really nice to get the information or find something to solve it soon.
You're on a time restraint.
Pretty much. A bigger one than I thought. Now I gotta find it faster.
Right.
The sooner I can find it, the sooner I can settle down and go back home. And everything will be right in the world.
Cecilia is going to look at the Coraline's godly symbol, the symbol of the peacemaker. Why? What source of this magic have you been looking for? Divine?
Honestly, Any sort of source would be helpful. The divine's nice, but it's slow, and it's a lot of studying, a lot of praying, with little to no answer unless the quote-unquote time is right for it. And personally, I don't really like that. Things should be straightforward when it comes to the spiritual mess, but apparently it ain't.
Very few things are. Most things require time and study. I have a question.
Shoot. What's your question?
If you found the information you were looking for, but it went directly against the god you served, what would you do?
What would I do?
What would you do? What if the peacemaker came down and told you not to use it?
Coraline thinks on this, and not really facing her, she's looking ahead at the road. She goes, I would disobey her in a heartbeat. Doesn't matter what it is. If it helps me, then I'll use it.
Coraline.
Oh, God.
What do you use when you cast spells? What does your holy symbol look like?
What does her holy symbol look like? Like, she usually holds on to, like, it's not sort of a pin. It's more of like a golden, like, clasp that keeps her handkerchief from untying on her neck, and it has the symbol of the peacemaker on it. Whenever she casts spells, she holds on to it.
Okay. You feel it like an icicle against your throat as you declare what you declare.
She kind of like, when she feels it, she kind of like grasps at it and goes and whispers to herself like, what the hell? And she like holds onto it, trying to get that feeling to go away.
You touch it and it's hot as a coal against your hands.
Ah, shit.
Make a con saving throw.
I made my god angry. Damn it. Okay, this is fine. And it's a con save?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how good are we at this? Can we, like, do good? Well, it's not great. It's a 12.
A 12.
Reroll.
What? Oh, shit.
Reroll.
Really? Oh, God.
Colonel Shift. That's the worst.
It's worse. It's way worse.
Oh no.
You have to take the second one, I think.
You got it. Yeah, you can't take. Yeah, you can't take the higher one.
Fucker, I wish you wouldn't have done it this time.
Cecilia gave her a horrible fate.
It's a 3 now. It's a 3.
Oh man.
I thought you would do better.
Everybody.
I rolled a 1 and I had +2. I rolled a 1.
Coraline, you feel it's like a coal against your hand. You instinctively flinch and let go, and as you grip the reins a little too tightly. As you grip the reins, Cheddar and Brandy kind of make that sound that a horse makes when it's like pulled too taut. And you look ahead of you, and there's a woman standing in the middle of the street.
Oh,
right
God,
in front of
damn
you,
it.
and you need to move, or you're going to hit her right now.
Can I just pull the reins away?
Make an animal
So
handling
it's
check.
in a different. Oh God! What did I do?
Celia, you turn and you see a woman standing in the middle of the street.
Okay.
I see it too.
Yep.
15 + 4, 19.
19. You pull the reins and the horses both rear back. Everybody in the front, you feel a jolt as Coraline has pulled the reins taut on something. You both kind of have this moment where you look ahead, and in front of you, you see a woman in these long, billowing robes, a simple white dress, dark skin, and mirrored long braids cascading over her shoulders. Around her head is a circlet made of the thinnest and finest gold. She looks at you, Cecilia, and smiles. And then she looks at you, Coraline, and holds out a hand. There's a smile on her face. It's peaceful, welcoming. And as you kind of feel this presence of the peacemaker right in front of you, she holds it out to you both, extending a hand almost. Those who seek to change fate, weave it for those who seek to control it. And she vanishes. For a moment, Coraline, the amulet around your neck hums with warmth. And you feel affection, love. The slightest tint of disappointment.
Damn it, I knew it. I knew it was coming. I knew the disappointment was coming. I was... Fuck! I'm mad. Okay,
But
I'm sorry.
the love is unwavering. It's still present.
Okay,
All
when
of you
she
feel,
feels this...
this all happens in fractions of a second. You all feel the curt jolt to a stop, and then you two have this moment. Cecilia, you see this woman in front of you, and then it's gone.
As Coraline was like feeling this warmth, and she feels like the twinge of disappointment, her longer ears kind of droop, and she looks down at her holy symbol and like clasps at it, and just trying to like work out the thoughts that were going in her head after this entire ordeal.
I think Cecilia looks absolutely enraged.
Oh.
Like, she
What
looks pissed.
What is happening up there?
Coraline yells back like, "Oh, nothing. The horses got spooked. That's all. There was something in the road. There's nothing to worry about. We're gonna keep going."
Peek over and just be like, looks between the two. Does he see Cecilia piss?
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
at what's Coraline looking like?
Got a little like cartoon sweat beating down her head, like nervous smile, really trying to make it so everything's okay.
Reds like look between the two, like, who am I supposed to say from this conversation? Like, one of you guys doesn't look like you want to be next to each other, but I can't tell who.
Cecilia will just say, "Right, get back in the cart. We should move."
All right. Find a seat back. I think they're gonna kill each other up there. Whispers to Aurora.
Oh my
Very
God.
quietly.
Or leans over to Rhett. I think you're right.
Oh my God.
I should clarify, Cecilia does not look pissed at Coraline. She's just staring where the woman was.
It's probably so hard to tell though because Rhett didn't see anything, so he just thinks that Coraline must have did something and Cecilia's really mad right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
When they do like get back going, Cecilia will just kind of speak quietly to Coraline. This information you seek, does she want you to have it?
The peacemaker?
Yes. She was so quick to come down and guide you on your path. So quick to answer your call.
I didn't call her though. I didn't do anything to sort of call her. This is maybe the second time she's answered. or shown herself to me. So I don't know what I did or what set her off, but she's not happy. More disappointed that I said what I said.
That's the problem with divine faith. When you don't have it, nobody tells you what to do. And she will go back to reading her book. But she will kind of just say slightly, whenever you do go on this expedition, I would be happy to join you. Help you.
Damn. Coraline looks at Cecilia as she goes back to reading her book, and her brow sort of furrows, and then she goes back to guiding the horses on the road, not saying anything else after that.
Okay. After a long bout of travel, in the distance you see the citadel around the massive city of Ashedonia. The familiar cobblestone streets begin to make their way towards you as the guards, seeing your carriage, let you in without issue. And as you continue to move through the different sections of Ashedonia, the path is clear, and soon you're able to come upon Cerulean Manor, the home to Cecilia, and where you know Lord Bishop awaits you. As you approach the tower, the guards let you in. One of them turns down towards you, Coraline, and Cecilia in the front seat, and bows once with a hand across the chest. Greetings, Lady Darlington, Mistress Coraline. Lord Bishop has instructed us to inform you that upon your arrival, you are to head to the main halls.
We shall get there shortly.
The guard looks over at another guard and goes, Immediately, my lady.
All right.
Okay. You all come to the main entrance to Cerulean Manor. And Cecilia, it's not often that you find yourself in the main halls. As you get out and begin to step through, you're faced with this beautiful sight. Cerulean Manor itself has 3 seamed towers and a central hall that's built on these beautiful dark bricks. With these massive windows and an exterior wall, the same beautiful design as the manor, the castle itself is this beautiful wraparound of ivy and dark materials with big glass windows. Upon pulling up your carriage, you see one guard begin to move ahead, likely to inform somebody of your arrival. And at the front, there's another guard in large plate mail who's waiting. Cecilia, you see your father, the behemoth, General Kavrak. Cecilia! He seems genuinely relieved to see you. Your arrival is of great relief. You've come at a bad time. The young masters are currently in a meeting, and I believe you all will have some vital information to share with them. Preparations for the funeral are already underway.
I'm sorry, you said we came in at a bad time?
That is what he said, yes.
Even though we have vital information, this is a bad time, Apet? What do you mean by that?
Are you saying this as Rhett?
Yeah.
The general turns to you and nods once. Lord Bruno is currently in the process of preparing for the funeral of the late Duke and Duchess. The Duke is currently in the process of preparing for his father's funeral, and his mother's funeral, but there is unfinished business that needs to be attended to on behalf of their untimely deaths. And I believe your input, as we've received news of your duty and accomplishments in Freyford, will be of great asset to deciding what happens next. They are eagerly awaiting your arrival.
Right. I guess we should get going then.
You all step up and begin to head inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Waddle waddle.
Yep, waddle, waddle, waddle.
You begin to move with haste, and you realize that you're moving with haste because the Ashland Watch that are picking up beside you are ushering you all quite rapidly into the castle. Your shoes and feet echo along the floor as you hear of your own heels clicking on this polished floor as you head not into any side chamber, but the main meeting hall of the Cerulean Manor. Cecilia, you've only been in here a handful of times. And you notice that every flag that you've seen, this really registers for the first time, that every flag you see above Cerulean Manor is being currently flown at half-mast. As you head in, heels along the floor, you walk into these massive doors that open wide for you. And inside, a table that could easily seat 12, currently being occupied by a handful of individuals. At the head of the table, you see Countess Annalise, who I suppose is now going to be taking the title of Duchess. You see the Duchess sitting at the head. She has both of her fingers stretched towards her temple as she's leaning down and barely listening to what's going on. Her eyes have these kind of tired lines under them. Her long red hair is pulled back in this updo, and she's wearing a very simple gown. And she's pressing her hands to her temple as she listens to 3 people bickering with one another. The first is Lord Bishop, who you can see is, rather than dressed in formal attire, dressed in plate mail, with these blue adornments and silver armor. There's a helmet on the desk in front of him, and at his side there is a sword, like a beautiful long sword, and over his back there's a shield. And he has his hand slammed on the table, and he's pointing a finger. And as he points a finger, on the other side of the table, you see Lady Genevieve, also clad in plate armor, with her own hands on the table, red in the face. You can see the freckles almost disappear entirely from her face as she gets red and upset, leaning down against Bishop. The two are currently in a shouting match. Next to Lady Genevieve, you can see Lady Bridget. No armor, simple long dress, emerald green in coloration. Her long hair is kind of pulled in a half up, half down sort of look. And tucked under her arm, there's a book. And she's kind of just watching with a very similar expression to the one that Annalise is currently exhibiting. As you see, as the doors open, this shouting match carry on. As Lady Genevieve goes, "I've told you for the last time, that has nothing to do with what happened to the late Duke and Duchess. And if you accuse me one more time of that being the case, we're gonna have a problem." And on the other side of the table, you see Lord Bishop, who's leaning in and goes, "I just want an explanation, then. My grandparents are dead, and you're telling me that you've been withholding information from this court as a guest? It does not paint you in a very good light, cousin." You all walk in on this scene.
Are we interrupting something?
Everyone kind of turns and
Nope.
looks.
Nev's like, no, let them fight, this is gonna get interesting.
There's this, like, really deft pause. As, like, Lady Genevieve, you could see, like, her chest kind of heaving as she's, like, very upset. On the other side, Bishop looks, like, a cross between, like, almost murderous, which is a strange expression on his face, because he's quite usually docile. And across the table, Duchess Annalise stands up and goes, "Finally, someone with some common sense. Welcome. If you would all please take a seat. You've caught us at a rather frustrating time."
Say that when the Duchess says someone with common sense, Aurora just kind of looks at Rhett like, What?
Nev just kind of like chuckles to herself a little bit.
Aurora just said anything, but she just looks at Red like, common sense, him?
Wait, what was the look for? I'm confused.
No, just when the Duchess said, finally, someone with common sense, Aurora just looks at Red like, I guess that's you?
No, that was a straight look at Cecilia.
Oh,
I'm about to say,
okay, my bad. I thought it was that Red, because Red said, are we interrupting something?
Red's gonna look at Aurora and put his hands up like, the fuck? What do you mean?
No, sorry, I take that back. I thought it was that Red, my bad.
And also, what the fuck?
I mean, really? Come on.
Hey! Alright, sorry.
It's okay. You all begin to flood in. What do you all do?
Fucking...
Well, sit down.
Shit, I guess.
Aurora will probably remain standing, but she'll stand just kind of behind Rhett.
Should we know what's going on here? Or...
Bishop looks over at you and takes a deep breath. Apologies, that was not the best time. I was hoping you would catch us in our conversation. He sits down in his chair, looks over at Lady Genevieve. Lady Genevieve does not sit. Her hand still pressed against the table. She leans in. She's still breathing very heavily. And Bishop sits down in this chair across from her and goes, "Sit. Will you not sit in the table of my forefathers?" And you see that her knuckles go white against the table. And Bridget goes, "For God's sake, Genevieve, sit down." And she very begrudgingly sits in the chair. You hear the of metal as she kind of just sits. "Fine, I'm sitting." There's a tense silence. Go ahead.
Well, we have news.
The Duchess looks over. "News that I'm sure we're all happy to hear. What of your success in Freyford?"
Nev takes out the photo.
Jesus Christ.
And it slides it across the table just with a fucking cheeky grin on her face.
Everybody kind of looks at it as it passes. You see Bishops have a visceral reaction of, "Oh God," and then the
Nev
two
just goes, "You're welcome."
We were able to defeat the monster that was attacking Freyford.
And we found its origin.
They all
And-
look up.
For it.
And the unfortunate remains of the party that was sent out before us.
The Duchess kind of looks up and goes, "Well, that's fantastic news. Condolences to those who were lost, but you found the origin. And what of it? Is it something we need to worry about again?"
Was in one of the mine shafts in Valorant.
I don't know if Viz and Neb actually shared that information.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying where it was.
Oh, okay.
In the mine shafts in Valorant. It is. The Countess has been instructed to board it up.
Didn't we watch the baby ones drink from it and start turning more?
Yeah, we also, Cecilia also helped find the notebook.
Yeah. You
She
all
didn't
know
find it,
know
but-
that Nithine was the cause of this monster.
Oh yeah, okay. No, I was talking about the brass runs information.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that.
Okay. Yeah, Nev at that point mentions, yeah, they were also feasting on Nithine.
Nithine?
But it wasn't quite Nithine.
No.
It was coming out of a rock that was inside the cave that these creatures were housed in. It seemed to power them.
The Duchess kind of looks at you all and... "Are you telling me that an unauthorized use of Nithine created this monster outside of Freyford?"
Seems
Yes.
like it.
An absolutely triumphant expression crosses Bishop's face as he stands up again. I told you your damn mutilator was responsible for this again, and you're not listening to me. And she stands up. It's another fight. Ginny stands up. Stop saying that! Just because you think that that's what's going on does not mean that that's the case. And if you start this conversation again, Bishop, I'll cut you in half.
Oh, God. This is getting interesting.
Cecilia is going to stand up and kind of like put a hand up between them and just... Did we say anything about the mutilator?
Yeah, Bishop, did they say anything about the damn mutilator? I didn't think so.
Cecilia will just stare at Ginny like, sit down.
Make an intimidation check.
I'm gonna use Chronal Shift to roll again.
Allie just using Chronal Shift.
I love the idea of, like, anytime Cecilia uses Chrono Shift, she looks so angry, just like, you motherfucker. And she's, like, almost having a seizure how angry she is, as it's, like, shifts to a different reality.
Yeah, so 19.
Holy shit.
So, like,
damn.
I think in one, like, she says it and maybe, like, she chokes on her own words a little bit. And then she just kind of, like, moves her hand a little bit, and then it's like it happens again, but this time her voice doesn't crack.
Okay. As this happens, Ginny looks at you and then just sits down. You hear again the of armor against the chair. She kind of... Sorry, continue.
We have no evidence that the mutilator is responsible for such thing. We don't have much evidence of who did. Only know that there was some sort of makeshift lab out in this mine, and it created these creatures out of this substance. And then she's gonna look at Nev.
What?
Well, you know what this... It kind of look of like... You're smart, you know what the substance is.
Well, I'm figuring that out. I mean, I know it's nithine, but it's also not nithine. It's like someone who's been fucking around with nithine.
But you found this lab. Look,
Chex, sorry, it's been a long week. Chex, did I find anything based on...
you found a journal, right?
Yeah, other than that, like, anything about the actual nithine itself.
You and Cecilia found the journal, and you found that it was in an old laboratory and that they'd been experimenting with it to turn it into something else. That is what you do know.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Yeah, so yeah, I guess Neb pulls out then that journal entry. That's like, I was able to decipher a little bit of it, but not all of it. And then she reads... I know I wrote it down, so I'll be... If I did write it. Come on, did I write it down?
Yeah, I wrote it down.
I can't find it.
Oh, yeah, anti-nithine?
Yes, antinithine.
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 They kind of think on this for a minute. And Bishop kind of begins to talk, looking over at Ginny to gauge a reaction. I'm not saying that the mutilator is responsible. He's gritting his teeth, obviously disagreeing, but for the sake of peace is going to continue on with the conversation. But what I am saying is that nithine shipment theft has been rising near some of the primary mines in Gildmoor. Now, one of those locations might be where the mutilator was last sighted. Ginny leans in and is looking very intent.
Really quickly, isn't the mutilator the god?
It's one of the...
Yeah, it's the hollow god, right?
Mm-hmm. This would be in reference, to a champion of Mutilator. So,
Okay.
champions, I think you rolled a history check on this before. Champions of the Mutilator will often just take the name the Mutilator to act as like a piece of them. I'm not saying this champion is responsible for the theft, but I am saying that perhaps the people behind this are responsible for the theft as well. And perhaps that could be something we look into. And Ginny kind of leans back and goes, that I can agree with. There's definitely something going on here that needs to be uncovered. And we do have options if we want to investigate further. She kind of looks over at you guys. Did you find anything else down in this workshop? Any idea on who the suspects might be? Anywhere we can go poking, pulling threads?
She shakes her head. Only that this rock gave off. She kind of glances at Nev, mostly as like a, hey, correct me if I'm wrong here, look. Only that it gave off raw methane, so we can guess. And that these creatures fed on it, and feeding on it made them stronger.
They all kind of think on this. And Bishop kind of goes, are you going to tell them what you know, Genevieve? Or am I going to have to share that bit of information? And she kind of sighs. The reason we're all up in arms about all this is because I received information that this champion of the Mutilator is on the move from one of my contacts. There's this mark on these stolen shipments of Nithine. Now, I personally don't think that it would be the mark of the Mutilator. I think it's somebody else pretending it's the mark of the Mutilator. Mainly because the Mutilator doesn't mark anything. It's against their status quo. They're not smart. They just kill. It's just preposterous. But this mark is on the move from these stolen shipments of Nithine that came out of Umberfall. The weird part is they don't have a preference between the Drip or the Conclave. They're stealing from both of them. So that could be an indication that the poisoning came from whatever group this Mutilator champion works for, rather than the Drip or the Conclave. And, go ahead.
There is another piece of information that we may have gathered. That looks at Viz, and don't from Arno.
Viz will, quiet. Is Cecilia still over there? Like, between the two? Or did she go
Yeah,
sit?
I don't think she sat down.
Okay, he'll stand up, and, like, he's collecting himself. We'll walk over to Cecilia and, like, hand her the note and stand next to her.
There's a possibility I could be someone from within the Brass Wrench. Those guys work with Nithine all the time. If someone there is able to get access to it, they could also be doing some unauthorized work with it.
Annalise at that kind of stands up. Well, that would be an easy problem to solve. Looks at one of the guards and goes, to your father, actually, in this case it would be, General, go retrieve the RSVP list from the night of the ball. Get me every name of every Brass Wrench attendee who was invited. And he goes, yes, Duchess, and leaves. Hopefully that will reveal a shortened list of who we can consider suspects. That's very strong information. Thank you.
The Mutilators champion, you said they were on the move?
Jenny nods. Yeah, they were last reported to be coming out of Umberfall. Which doesn't make sense to me because, it looks at you, Mirabelle, the information you gave me implied that they were coming from a different section of Gildmoor, but there's been 3 stolen shipments so far, all with this mark. One of them was in Sudbury, one of them was in Northbourne, and one of them was in Minesweep. Northbourne comes out from Umberfall, Minesweep comes out from Silverbourne, and Sudbury comes out from just north of Westover.
What is this mark that is being left when the shipments are stolen?
The mark itself is the symbol of the mutilator. It would be a bloody, dripping hand. They seem to be, the thieves seem to be plastering it on some kind of wall whenever they steal a shipment of Nithine.
That's not quite smart if they don't want to get caught.
That's exactly what I said. That's why I think it's a ruse. Something to throw off the scent. It's easy to blame the Hollow Pantheon for nonsense. We've been doing it for centuries.
Could there be multiple people doing this at once? If you're saying that these movements seem to be scattered?
Scattered indeed. For example, within the span of 48 hours, 3 shipments were stolen. One from Westover, one from Umberfall, and one from Silverbourne. How, unless the mutilator can teleport, how are they appearing from location to location like that? It doesn't make sense, Bishop. Use your brain. And Bishop goes, I've been using my brain, Genevieve. This is what we've been finding to be the most practical solution. So forgive me for being a bit unreciprocated to this idea that this champion is just a figurehead. Regardless, he turns to all of you. We have options, depending on if you are interested in pursuing them. You've already done a lot for this family, and for the state of Gildmoor.
Sorry, out of character. Has that letter even gotten brought up yet? The one that we were just talking about, the Anno one, or is it not?
Yeah, it has.
It has? Okay. I thought there was something else going on in that letter. That we brought
The
up.
letter mentioned, because Viz handed it to Cecilia and Cecilia read it. Did it mention the, I can't remember their name. The Mafia?
The Syndicate?
It mentioned something called the Syndicate in it, yes.
Mm-hmm. I was about to say, because I'm like, that is the only thing I haven't heard. And I was like, that was what I'm waiting for.
At the mention of the word syndicate, does that ring any bells to Mirabelle?
Nothing has been mentioned about the Syndicate yet. That everything we're saying right now is out of character.
Gotcha.
Cecilia will say, what's the chances that the Syndicate is involved?
There's like a deft pause. And they all kind of look at each other, and Duchess Annalise kind of goes, the Syndicates? How does that have anything to do with anything we've just been talking about?
Cecilia will look at Viz and Nev.
What did the letter say about the Syndicate again?
Was this Anno's letter or the journal?
The Anno's letter. This is what I'm talking.
It was Anno's letter.
Can you read word for word one more time for us? Sorry.
I think I could paraphrase. The whole reason we're connecting the two is because Anno mentioned something, I think, about the Syndicate in there, and then when Nev, you were deciphering between the two, you realized one of the words in the thing in the mine has the word Syndicate in it. I think that's that's what the connection is.
We kind of thought that maybe the Syndicate were working with the Brass Wrench, or people in the Brass Wrench.
Mm-hmm.
I think, is that the conclusion we came to?
Yeah.
Okay. So what
and Cecilia's looking at Nev and Rhett, or not Nev and Rhett, Nev and Viz.
Yeah.
Nev just kind of shrugged his shoulders and was like, maybe.
What do you mean, maybe?
Well, I don't know.
Did you find anything?
the syndicate is listed in this journal.
The syndicate.
Just because I read it doesn't mean I know anything about it. Unless, Shex, can I make any kind of check to try to connect any dots? Because Meg big dumb and tired.
Well, I think Mirabelle knows. I was about to tell us.
I was about to say.
Mirabelle.
Yeah, I was about to say. This mentioned syndicate, is it the syndicate that Mirabelle's familiar with?
You only know one.
If the syndicate is involved, they certainly have a wide enough network to be able to pull off something like this. And their queen pin is certainly smart enough to frame others.
I'm sorry, are we talking about the Allery Syndicate here? We think that a criminal organization is behind this, framing another? I'm a bit lost, if I'm being honest.
They're mentioned in the journal. That was found at the scene of the crime.
The Countess holds out a hand, just simply asking, may I? To look at the note and the letter from Anno.
Biz will shake his head up and down.
Yeah.
So, are you letting her look?
Yes.
Okay. Slides the letters over, begins to examine them. There's a deft silence again as she kind of just examines this quietly. You can see that both Bishop and Ginny are still seething. Bridget looks like she would literally rather be anywhere else. There's a skimming, a quiet, and then... Well, this certainly seems like something the Allery Syndicate would do. There is, of course, the secondary possibility that this champion of the Mutilator and the Syndicate are working together. Not prosperous. But there's a third, even more dangerous possibility. That the Brass Wrench and the Syndicate and this Mutilator champion are working together. And I'm a pessimist. I like to believe the worst because it prepares you for the best. That is the assumption that we should be making going forward.
Cecilia will kind of like look at the others, like in her little group, and well, and then look at Mirabelle. We were maybe going to no, I'm just gonna talk out of character for a second. Did you almost get a job to look for the hilt, and did you mention this to us?
Me?
Mirabelle? Yeah.
If I remember correctly, Shex, if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. I think the last mention of the hilt when Mirabelle finished her job for Ginny was she advised not to keep looking for her or do more work for her, but if Mirabelle did, she would find no more trustworthy boss, basically. Is that basically the correct?
Yes. You're also making an assumption here that the hilt is this champion of the Mutilator that is being referenced. I mean, it would be a fair connection to make, but you don't have confirmation.
Right. I was just going off of what I remember from Mirabelle and Ginny's last conversation, since Allie specifically said the hilt.
Yeah, Ginny specifically said, I would stay the fuck away from that if I were you, is what she said. And considering that she's campaigning rather actively that she doesn't agree that this particular Mutilator champion is responsible for the theft, you can make a connection there.
Just gonna say, what do you all think? Pointing to my group.
We're talking out of character right now, right? You said, or no?
We could do out of character or in character. Like, what do you guys think?
Oh, fucking what's going on?
This is a conversation
neither.
that you should probably be
Yeah.
having in character, to be honest.
Okay.
I genuinely don't know what's. I'm kind of like getting
So-
lost between all of the
yeah.
details.
So, do you want us to... What are your next steps? I'm gonna ask Annalise.
Annalise kind of looks over at Bishop. I believe my son is better equipped to answer that question than I am. And Bishop stands up. Yes, actually, that is exactly what I was going to lead into. It seems like we have 3 stolen shipments and 3 options on how we are going to proceed going forward. We could investigate Sudbury, Northbourne, or Minesweep, but more particularly where the actual shipments were stolen from, in which case this would be Silverbourne, Westover, or Umberfall. I have contacts with the noble family in Silverbourne, the Sunstrike family. Lord Malcolm is one of my acquaintances, so if you wanted to go there, you would probably have an easier time getting around and investigating, as it's still in Wyland County, and you're far more likely to be able to use some of our assets. Additionally, there's a wizard in town that you could maybe go to speak to about Nithine and what you could find in Minesweep, as they have plenty of experience in that particular section of the mountains in the past. I can give you their name. Their name is Bryn Windove. They operate one of the mage towers in Ashedonia. That is a possibility of how you can proceed, and it's also a possibility of how we can go forward. Then, the option, of course, to go to Westover. Westover has very few ties to the Wyland court, so you'd likely be met with more resistance near the mines from local authorities, and God knows what else is going on there. However, the Westover Observatory might have information regarding Nithine. They do extensive studies on things that fall from space, so perhaps you can find something of value there. Bridget kind of, raises a hand. I'm just gonna pipe in here as well. If you're going to Westover, or Umberfall, Coraline, I've already spoken with you in the past that me and Ginny are gonna head there at some point regardless, so if you were still interested in coming with us to seek out answers in the desert, that might be a good opportunity. We could either go from Umberfall to Sarnia to meet up with Princess Mehan and look for the library. But there could also be an opportunity to uncover more about the theft around Northbourne. And Ginny kind of looks over, and I wasn't expecting to be running through a desert this early on in our travels, but I'm always looking forward to more adventure. I already told y'all that I have the Mutilator's champion on the move from one of my contacts, and that there's no preference between the Drip or the Conclave, so they're stealing from both of them. So if you're going to Umberfall, we could maybe find some kind of indication that the poisoning came from whatever group they work for there. I don't know where the rest of y'all's priorities lie, but in terms of a move going forward, you can either head to Silverbourne and dig out Bishop's resources, go to Umberfall with us, or even Westover. That would also be a good dropping off point for me and Bridget if you're interested.
I really think the rest of us need to talk about it and make a decision, because I don't, since there's so many opportunities to go to different places, I feel like we all need to have maybe an hour or two to discuss it.
The Countess stands. Of course, there's much to discuss, many places to choose going forward, and I do hope that you all do stay for the funeral in the next coming days regardless. But there's no rush to decide. This step going forward is going to be long and gratuitous. So whatever decision you all make, I want you to make it with the intentions of knowing that your options are not limited. You'll get help from us wherever we can. In the meantime, though, I'm quite sick of the two of you arguing. She looks over at Bishop and Ginny. And I have arrangements to make for my in-laws' funeral. So I'm going to go handle that. And the rest of you can either use this meeting hall to discuss, or head back to the guest house.
Guest house?
Guest house.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just
Guest
before
house.
we do, just before we do, can Celia quietly ask Annalise where they sent the Countess's husband?
Oh, you just like pull her aside as you guys all kind of scuffle on your way.
Yeah.
The Countess stops and... Are you referencing Count Lehan Mountbatten?
Yes. Where was he meant to... What temple was he meant to go to?
Let me look at my notes. Pardon me. Let me just find this.
Sorry, I just think this is really important for us to know if it's in one of these 3 cities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we can.
I was gonna push pull
can
Bishop
get
aside
Neb
and
all
ask
healed.
him.
Oh yeah, fuck.
I just figure
'cause
Annalise is
now you're
the...
SPD.
Yeah. Annalise is the wife of the guy who sent him. So I figure she'll know.
The Countess has a grim look that crosses her face. The expression is somewhere between grief, sadness, and distaste. Count Lehan was very sick, and every kind of medicine and healing was not able to cure him. To this day, we don't know why. But his body was en route to the Temple of the Gravekeeper in Umberfall. He passed on before he could arrive. Are you looking for a healer, Cecilia? Has something happened?
No, it's... How sick was he?
Gravely. Enough so that a lot of the Templars we had here in Ashedonia, they did their best, but magic, divine magic, that strong, requires a stronger source. I know the name of the spell that they were trying to use. And she reaches into her pocket, pulls out a small book, and begins to flip. I have it here somewhere. I know I'd have it here somewhere. Ah, yes. There were 2 options for Count Lehan. There was the Gravekeeper Temple in Umberfall, which was closer. That's why we sent him there. Or we were going to send him... We were going to send him to Westover. There's, a group of wizards who have crafted an expertise in medicinal magic. Not divine. Not coming from any particular deity, just transition of the arcane weave. But the journey was longer, and we weren't sure if he was going to make it there, but turns out it didn't matter, did it? His death was a loss to us all.
How similar? Was it similar to my mother?
No. No. Cecilia. Your mother refused treatment. If I'd had it my way, I'd have sent her to Westover myself, but she refused. Any kind of divine healing, and your mother passed long before medicinal magic was a practice in Westover. In the last 10 years, wizards have been able to use medicinal magic themselves, but before then, it was divine or nothing. And, well, the general told me you have her spellbook. I'm sure you're learning a little bit about why she was as stubborn as she was.
I meant the symptoms.
Oh! Apologies. She looks genuinely embarrassed. And then you kind of have this moment where you remember that your mother and Annalise were very good friends. No. The symptoms were different. Lehan's symptoms were more based in biology, I suppose you could say. Something he was born with. That just came up later in life. Your mother, well,
Yes.
It was different.
All right, then. Thank you. And she's gonna awkwardly turn around and walk away.
Cecilia, she stops you. With her voice.
Yes?
I'm happy you're alive. Your mother would be very proud.
You will just nod awkwardly.
All right.
And then go join the group and relay that information
All right.
about the temple and then the wizard group.
Okay. You guys arrive in the guest house. And when you arrive, there's a fire burning. There's drinks prepared for you to take. There's food that's been left for you, courtesy of some of the staff of the castle. And Nev, on the hall table, there's a note for you.
A note for me? What? I'll look at it.
All right. You open it, and in pristine, perfect, flawless cursive handwriting
Oh, God.
is a letter from Sketch.
Oh, boy. What does it say?
I'll read it in Sketch's voice.
Yay.
Navanya, I'm looking into this. None of it's good. I'm going to the mines in Sudbury to investigate a lead. If you want a job still, meet me at my office in Westover before the 15th of May. I'm going to find out what in the God's name is going on here, and I'll do it alone if I have to. Regards, Sketch.
It's not as mean as the last letter that the Sketch sent her, but Nev just kind of like pockets the letter, and then wait, what time of day is it?
It is probably mid-afternoon.
Oh, okay, not sleep time, drink time.
Did Viz get the letter back?
Yes, everything has been returned to you all.
Okay.
Well then. Oh wow.
Damn.
Sorry, I'm
all right.
sleepy.
Damn. Okay.
Wow. Wow, Meg.
What?
Rude.
What? I'm sleepy.
It's okay, we'll wrap up soon.
Oh.
I'll leave you all a little bit of time to discuss in character and process what you
Yes.
heard.
So, what shall we do?
So a lot of this is leading, I think, in a lot of it's leading in one direction. Here it looks like it's over towards Westover and Umberfall.
There are a group of wizards who could perhaps help you, Nev.
That is fair, yeah. And plus, then, didn't Ginny and them say that they're also heading over there too?
Mm-hmm.
I should
Indeed.
specify that you can find good healers in Silverborn as well.
Mm-hmm.
There, you
But-
could find a healer. You can find a healer no matter where you go. Like,
But the information
Dr.
given, the way we phrased the question led there.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There are wizards who could help Nev. There's this conservatory that could tell us more about Nithine.
Also, not to mention, Sketch said they're gonna be heading over to Westover and they're looking into this Nithine stuff.
And
Lots of
according,
activity in Westover.
also according to my original notes, Westover is where the hilt was going.
Oh.
They said that the hilt was everywhere, but yeah, I wrote down hilt is going to Westover.
Yeah, checking her journal.
Yeah. In session 3.
All right. Well, we're heading Westover then.
That's a very sudden decision. Do you want to have any other discussion before you make that insanely
Well,
irreversible
What does everybody
decision?
think? What does
Much-
everybody think?
let's go around the room. Coraline, what are your thoughts?
Coraline's still she's kind of been zoning out during this whole thing besides speaking up just thinking about the peacemaker, and she goes like, huh? What was the question? I'm sorry.
We headed, sweetheart.
Oh, I mean, I would have liked to gone to Silverborn since it's close to home, and I could stop there, drop off my money, and maybe get more information from Josephine.
If you'd like, maybe you could send a letter to her, or maybe one of the people here can help send the money if you're looking to send money to your family.
Yeah, I assume so. I could find something to send right over, give them a little update on where I'm going.
Besides, if you need to see them, we could always travel back up. We're going down, like, very, very south. We could always travel back up towards Silverborn.
I know we'll be able to go back up there, but I'm just hesitant because I've never been that far away from them. At least I was in the same country, you know? It just seems so far.
There's also the discussion of if anyone wants to continue this journey. It's only going to get deeper and probably more intense up till now. Is everyone alright heading into this? Basically, are you ready? Is everyone ready to get stuck with each other for a longer period of time?
If we have
You've been
to.
stuck with me, Rhett, for a very long time already, so...
That is fair. That is
I'm not
fair.
going anywhere.
Jesus Christ!
Nev, calm down, Nev.
Oh my god!
You haven't even had your 3
riveting
p.m. drink.
conversation.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry.
Nev, I get it, you're very tired, but control the yawns. Anyway, what about you, Mirabelle? You haven't spoken up that much.
Mirabelle is not really paying attention to this conversation at all. She's kind of started pacing back and forth on another end of the room, just muttering to something to herself in Espanian.
That is someone
Probably
who is anxious.
Probably the only thing in common that slips through that anyone listening would be able to pick up would be... Severine, what the fuck are you up to now?
Everything okay over there?
I don't know. All I know is that if the Allery Syndicate is involved in all of this, whatever the substance is, it is the worst possible thing in the hands of the Syndicate's Queen Pain. I can promise you that.
So you definitely want to join to try and stop them, is what you're saying.
Do you have any idea on the 3 locations that we've been presented? Which one might serve best for us?
I'm afraid I do not.
Actually, Mirabelle, make a history check with advantage.
With advantage? Alright.
Mm-hmm.
13.
Severine was once known as the one who rose up from the muck of Umberfall. So a lot of the Syndicate's first transactions would have been in Umberfall. But you know that they're all over Espana. And Ospadon's pretty big. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Ospadon's pretty big, but Umberfall was one of the first places.
Severline's career, I guess you could say, kind of started in Umberfall. Asphodon is the continent, the half of the continent where she first came across me. If there were any place she would probably be focusing her efforts at the moment, it would probably be down there. If I were to hazard a guess, but it's been quite some time since she and I last crossed paths.
Yeah, so there's a lot of shit down there, isn't there?
I suppose you could say that.
Well, I guess we made a decision. And together? Unless anyone's backing out now?
Aurora shakes her head.
I'm down.
I didn't know you were yawning quite a lot there, Nev. I didn't know if you were.
Shut the fuck up.
This does finger guns.
Okay, so out of character, are we going to Westover or Umberfall?
I think they're both pretty close to each other. We're gonna probably one is gonna lead to the other.
They are not very close to each other.
They're close.
Look at the map.
They're close.
There's a train that goes in between them.
There's a good connection.
The train takes a long time, still. You have to choose.
Yeah.
Where are you starting? Umberfall or Westover? Or Silverborn? Those are your three options.
What's closer?
Well, I'd say that, like, somebody would have given you, like, a travel guide. Assuming they left you a travel guide with you guys to make some choices here. Westover by skyship. Or, the airship would take you, like, I want to say, like, a week without problem. And you would not be going on a, communal, like, you're not flying, like economy. You know what I mean? Like, you're taking a airship for specific purposes that would be lent to you by the Covingtons.
Private flight.
Ooh, first
First
class.
class.
Ooh.
It would
Private jet.
we'll see, guys. It would be, probably about a week and a couple days. If you went to Westover, it would take 2 weeks.
I thought you just said to
Yeah, you said
Westover.
Yeah, I thought you were
1
saying
week.
Westover was the week and 2 days.
Yeah.
No, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Umberfall. Umberfall is closer, because you can go along the mountain
Oh.
range. Whereas you have to cross over a lot of Gildmoor to get to Westover from Ashedonia. Remember, Ashedonia and Umberfall are kind of on similar points in terms of latitude, longitude. What is
the current date in game?
The current date is, you started the campaign on the 14th of April.
You need to get back to sketch by the 15th of whatever.
Of the next month.
15th of May. It is the it is the 21st of April.
We just
Okay.
make it.
It's only been a week. I can't deal with this. It feels like it's been so much longer.
I mean, hey, Ayabesh was like,
I don't want an Ayabesh again on the timeline. We need longer times, man.
I guess Umberfall then, since that's technically closer.
Umberfall's closer. Okay, can we say
Westover sounds like it might have a little bit more, but that's going to be a longer
what if
trip.
we start in Umberfall and then we take the train to Westover?
That's an idea.
One potential issue with that is Umberfall is where Ginny and Bridget were going.
Well, I think they were kind
Is
of
that true?
going
They said they
to
could go
one
to
then the
both.
other.
They could go to both.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
going to one and then the other.
Okay, real quick. Let's go through the thing.
Yeah.
I got my fingers up as a tally. All right. Umberfall's closer. All right. What's going on in Westover again? We've got
the wizards who
Wizards?
have who are at least practicing or mastered a form of healing that could potentially help Nev. There was also
I thought that was in Umberfall, or is it?
No, they had the
That's
grave.
That was in
Westover.
Westover.
Yeah, that was Westover. In
No,
Westover, they also
Umberfall
have
has-
the
Gravekeeper.
Umberfall
yeah,
has
and in
great-
Westover they also had some kind of What was it, like some sort of
Research
astronomy
facility?
thing? Yeah, research
Yeah,
facility.
Westover Conservatory.
Okay.
And
what else
that's
we got here?
where Sketch is.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sketches
that's
in
where
Westover,
Sketch
so
is
that's another
going.
point. That's another point.
Yeah.
The hilt is also
Mm.
heading over there based on Allie's notes.
Hilt
Yes.
is heading over to Westover. 1 point for Umberfall. We've got the Syndicate over
Sorry,
there.
I should specify,
Oh.
you have no idea. The hilt was supposed to be in Westover on the day that, like, Jarvis told you about it, or I can't remember who told you about it. You don't know if they're still there.
Oh, so they might not
were
be there
doing-
anymore.
They were doing
Okay.
another path. You have no idea if they're there. That's a shot in the
Okay,
dark.
so
But we know that was the hilt.
We'll take that off the list.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 3-3. We're tied for both on pros and cons. What else is going on
Yeah.
here?
Well, Umberfall is, Janine and Bridget will both go there. But what is the library closer to with Princess Mayhan?
They said it would be easier to go to Umberfall for that, because it's closer.
Umberfall for the library. Okay, and then what's going on with the Coraline and Bridget thing? They wanted to talk, like, do something in the desert and stuff. Is that like
That was Westover.
That's Westover?
That was Umberfall.
It's Westover, but
That
it's
was Umberfall.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was Umberfall.
No, it was
Yeah.
both, wasn't it?
They
I
can
thought it
do
was
both.
It's kind of
They
in
can do
between.
both, but it's closer to go to Umberfall for that.
Okay, so we got 3 for Westover, 5 for Umberfall.
Seems like Umberfall's going to be our first.
Umberfall, yeah.
Guess what, guys? You could see Nev's trashy apartment.
Now,
Jesus.
Ooh.
here's what I will say.
Everyone
Go to
just goes
Umberfall,
Westover.
and this is true. I should say this. You have no idea if you go to Umberfall if you will meet Sketch's timeline. That's an important
What?
thing to reference because you have
Oh.
to be there by the 15th of Mai, and if you're in Umberfall for more than a couple of days, you might miss her. So that's an important thing to know too. A lot of things. This is going to be an option. This is why I want you guys to think on it. One doorway opens, another one closes. So I want you to think about like that too. There are also a lot of benefits to going to Silverborn that I think haven't been considered.
Yeah, what are I don't think it's either they haven't been considered. All I know about Silverborn is like Coraline wants to go there. Like
But, yeah, they have
What are the
a
other
wizard
things?
who studies knitting.
who studies Netheme. Okay.
Yeah.
That was also one. I think the other place where we could potentially fix what's going on with Nev.
Another place to fix with Netflix.
Yeah.
So we got 3.
I think all 3 of them, yeah.
I think all
And
three
then
of them.
also...
And another big bonus to Silverborn is you have bishops, alliances, and resources. You will have none of that in
That's
Westover.
right.
You'll have none of that in Westover. You'll have none of that in Umberfall.
So
So
we'll miss.
think on
But
it.
if we go to Silverborn, we're missing a lot of opportunities between I think a lot of characters. Because like Bridget and Ginny are gonna head over and over there, and also I feel like we're faced with the same timeline thing of Sketch's thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I should say, Cecilia's good to go to any of these places.
Personally, my pick is Westover.
Mm-hmm.
It's the furthest one, but it seems like that and Umberfall are going to offer the best options. But also with
time
Westover,
limit
we
on
can
Westover,
try to
yeah.
line up with Sketch's timeline a little bit more.
Westover definitely has more of the time constrictions for sure, because Umberfall.
Yeah.
I don't think anything we've listed in Umberfall has a time constriction. It's just a lot of great things happening over there that like
Yeah.
opportunity wise.
When the mold will consume Nev's house is the only one that we have to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
That's fine by me. The mold can consume me.
Okay. So
Yeah, my if we're
Brett
going
would
for a vote,
Westover.
I vote Westover.
Me too.
So that's already 3 for Westover.
Westover.
Coraline definitely goes for Silverborn.
Okay, so that's another Westover from Nev, so 4 for Westover.
Yeah, I think it's mostly going to be Westover.
Yeah, if there's already 4 votes for Westover, I think majority already rules there.
Because it also makes sense. We'll go to Westover, then most likely, because there's just so much going down in Umberfall and we're a lot closer to it than we would be between Silverborn and Umberfall, we would go down to Umberfall, and then wherever we can go from there.
Like,
we'll
we
try and
work
go
our
over to
way back up.
Silverborn. Yeah,
Yeah.
we work our way back up.
Yeah.
Is everyone all good with this? Let's get a verbal
Yeah.
confirmation from each
Yeah.
individual one of ya.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and out of character, Westover.
Are
Westover
there
for
are there
me.
any objections?
Yeah. Chaotic, and Julep. You guys are the only ones who've been quiet, most quiet.
I have no objections to Westover.
Okay.
I mean, she's hesitant about going, but I mean, she'll get more information from Westover by like being with Lady Bridget. So
that is true. That is true.
Plus,
You're gonna
there
get
is a group of
information.
wizards.
You're gonna get
group of wizards.
Coraline will get more information going over to Westover.
And she can have her day with Lady Bridget.
Yeah, you can have
Yeah.
your date.
Kiss
with-
maybe.
You should have a date.
it's not a
Kiss
date.
baby.
Why are you
But
guys
you can
have a date.
bargain with me?
Either-
Why are you bargaining?
Either way, we go down there and then we get a lot of information. For Coraline's sake, I think Coraline's the one who's the most out of this depth
Yeah.
in all of it. So like, she's gonna get more information from the Westover, hopefully, and then we'll get our stuff from Umberfall, and then make our way towards Silverborn, hopefully afterwards. And you'll have a lot more to bring back home, in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, because again, this group of wizards are practicing medicine. That's it would
They
be
might be
very
able to get a good
interesting to
look at
see
Nev.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not only look at Nev, but also maybe help Coraline.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I think Westover's the decision.
Yep. We vote Westover.
Westover.
Yeah.
In everything
Dungeon-
you've been given,
Gaylord.
there's a tiny
Over.
little note that says to just basically write a letter
That's another quote. I'm sorry.
to let the Duchess know what your decision is. You unanimously decide that the decision is going to be Westover. And things are very quick after that. Within the next couple of hours, plans are made for a personal skyship to be rented out to you on behalf of the Covington family. Additionally, Lady Genevieve and Lady Bridget both write a formal letter asking if their company on the skyship would be acceptable.
We all sign yes.
Are we good with that? Are we all good with that?
Let's all respond on a one letter, lined letter, each line of us writing yes.
Viz
Aurora's gonna
draws
be
a
very
finger gun.
confused why Rhett tells her to write yes.
Finally, a date is given to you as to where and when the skyship is going to take off. Precisely a day and a half from now. Giving you all 1.5 days in Ashedonia as you're formally invited to the funeral of the Duke and Duchess Covington. As well as given a day for preparation, time to shop or browse amongst the city, and to say goodbye or catch up with those that you need to meet before leaving Ashedonia on another adventure. And that's where we'll call it here tonight.
Whoa.
Good job, guys.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks, and we'll pick up from here.
2 weeks.
Coming back on the 5th.
Yeah. Crazy. But, yeah.
This is my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get to roll with it.
Nev is gonna die on Meg's birthday.
Oh crap!
The curse has sped up rapidly.
Regardless. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.